Whew. I should have parked my truck in another direction, facing another direction, but unfortunately there's only one way to park it, or only one direction to go here. I got the sun just pounding in the windshield. Mm. Oh, Johnny, how we doing, brother? We're just sitting around. Where the hell am I? I'm in Wapakoneta. Outdoor. How we doing? You know what? Stevie, I'm just sitting around in Wapakoneta. I got here early. I just drove around. Not drove around. I drove down here. I left my place this morning. I got down here. I came down with another one of our drivers and I hooked up with him. We got down here early. We just went and had some dinner. And it's only 20 after 7. I thought, you know what? Let's do a short live. Let's just check in and see how everyone's doing throughout the week. See what's going on. Steve, we're doing really well. Thanks for asking. We're having a good week down here. Rhonda, good to see you. Outdoor, just waiting for trucking school to start. The road this week, my friend, is right where I left it last week. It's still here. It is, all I've done this week, this is the second Ohio rounder I've done. I did a rounder from the yard down to Mentor, Ohio, down to Sugar Creek, Ohio, back up to Laval, and then I went over to Hawkesbury. I reloaded there yesterday. I went home and was able to spend the night with Dar, AGS, and Paul. And I was able to get home last night. That was nice. Was able to get into the house, had a shower, had some dinner with the family. And then I didn't even have to bugger off all that early. I was out the door this morning. And like I said, I got down here and John and I went and grabbed some dinner. And Curtis, holy moly. We're bored, Curtis. We're bored. Everybody's bored. We're bored. So yeah, grab some dinner and like I said, I'm over here now. I can't load till 9 o'clock, offload till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. What else am I going to do? I can sit here and look at the internet and burn off 1,000 gigs worth of data, or I can throw this up here and talk to you guys and burn off 1,000 gigs of data. Well, one way or the other, I'm burning off data. Might as well do something somewhat productive, eh? Everybody good? Rhonda's good. Looks like Rhonda's good. Paul's good. Everybody's good. All right. See you guys. I'm out. Which way? This way? No. Have I looked into Starlink? No. Curtis will be back in a bit. All right, we'll be looking for you, Curtis. I don't know how long this is going to go. We might just do a short little thing here. Like I said, this is just out of boredom, and I figured I'd just check in and see how you guys are all doing. Because that's the type of YouTube guy I am. You guys don't check in with me. I check in to see how you guys are doing. That's how it works. Good to see you, Patrick. I like this new platform we're using because, believe it or not, you guys don't, I don't know if you know it or not, but whatever picture you have up of yourselves on your YouTube, that's the picture that comes up on my screen. Okay, so John, we're on the waiting list, according to Dar. Shows what the hell I know. Loving the diesel prices. Definitely can tell who's an owner-operator out there by their faces at the pump. Yeah. Emil, you're absolutely right. And I'm not loving the diesel prices. Although I'm lucky now with these Ohios. Most of the places that I go, I'm in the Midwest, Ohio. That I'm on flat ground, so it's actually kind of good because I can fill my truck in Prescott, Ontario, which is up by like Brockville, and I can go and do a complete rounder on one tank of fuel. Right, so I can do 2,000. Well, I can do about 2,000 miles. I can actually do more than 2,000, but by the time I get back to the pump, it's about 2,000 miles, and I can do that. I can do that on one tank of fuel, so it's nice. I can run an entire week this week, do 2 complete rounders on 2 tanks of fuel, and I won't even use the all of the second tank. So it's good. It's good. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Corey, you pat me on the back here. I'm checking in with you guys to make sure you're okay. New guy, how you doing, brother? How much did the last tank cost me? Unfortunately, Pat, the place I filled, it didn't give me the price. It only gives you, the pump only shows you the liters. It didn't tell me, but if I had to guess, this was the last tank I just put in there. I would probably guess about $1,100. This truck is not thirsty. It does really well. On this rounder right now, I reset it every time I do the fuel. So on this rounder here, and right now I'm at a 8.6. But I'm not pulling a van. I'm pulling a roll tight, and you don't generally get the same fuel mileage. If I was pulling a van doing these same 2 rounders, I'd be over 9 miles per gallon. But right now I'm at about 8.6, and I'm really heavy. Like I'm loaded out right now. I've got 44,000 pounds in the trailer. And when I go down to Sugar Creek tomorrow, I'll offload in the morning. When I go down to Sugar Creek and reload, I'll be putting 44,000, 45,000 pounds coming back up. So, yeah. But still, the roll tights, they stick out about 4 inches farther on either side of your truck than a van does. And that actually causes quite a bit of drag. And you can go from 9.1 down to 8.8 because of that. Emil, 26 grand in a month. You guys are teaming though. You'd have to be teaming to drop that in a month. My fuel bill, I'm going to estimate, because like I said, this is only my second week with this company, but I'm going to estimate my fuel bill for the week is probably going to be about $2,200, $2,300. So I might be, let's say 11,000 for the 11,000 for the month. If it goes over 11 grand, I'll be disappointed. Yeah, Dirty South, 8.6 is good. And don't get me wrong, that wasn't a bitch. When I said, I wasn't bitching or complaining. When I said I'm down to 8.6, I wasn't griping. I'm happy with 8.6. I'm happy with anything over 8. But you know, when you know your truck can do 9s, and then you go down to 8s, you want to stay at the 9s, right? If my truck was doing 10s and I was down at the 9s, I'd be bitching because I'm not up at the 10s. But hey, like I said, don't get me wrong, 8.6, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Emil, I drive a Volvo D13 2015, and my dad is driving a 2020 Freightliner, and the difference in fuel per mile is about 15 cents a mile. This is a 2020 Cascadia that I'm driving. And I had a 2014 Volvo before this. I bought that one brand new with the D13 in it. And the difference between that and what this does is a lot more than 15 cents a mile. That Volvo, the best I could turn out of that was about 7 on a really good day. I'd have to be going down a hill with a sail up and the wind behind me to get 7 out of that thing. So I'm good. I'm good with 8.6. I'm good with any of this. I got my APU running. There's like a humming or a buzzing. Do you guys hear that? Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't have the engine running and it's 32 degrees down here right now. So my APU's running. Hopefully that's not bugging you guys and it's not but if you do hear anything, that's what it is. It's not your ears. You're not hearing shit. Hey, John. Hey, Brian. Hey, John. Mr. B's tuning in. How are you, brother? We are, Mr. B's, we are just chilling in Ohio. Had some time to kill, had a really nice dinner with a fellow driver that I've known for years and years, and hooked up with him, had a really nice dinner, and now I'm just sitting here. Can't get offloaded till tomorrow morning. Michael, glad you're here. Good to see you, bro. Mr. B's is still kicking. Mel, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. You're one of my staples there, buddy. I need you to keep kicking. I need to keep you around. Where's hold on, where's Emil? Emil, if you can, Emil, on your Volvo, what's your fuel mileage on that, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's it doing? Is it doing 7 point something, 8 point something? And what's the fuel mileage on your Cascadia? Mr. Bees, you're not in Ohio, and I'm not just down the street. Steve, unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to be home, but something else has arisen, and Dar and I are going to be out of town, and it won't be for Canada Day. We've got something else has come up, and it's a family, and so Dar and I will not be. We were hoping to go to Ottawa and to be in Ottawa for this, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And I don't know if you guys have been watching, but a lot of the what's going on in Ottawa, what the preparations, what the city's doing and the police are doing, it's going to turn into a fucking police action. I really don't want to film that. I don't want to. I don't want that on my channel. I don't. It's let the news cover it. Casca. Yeah, your Volvo 6.5 and the Cascadia is 8 or above. That's about par, eh? 8 or above is good. 6.5. Yeah. 7 miles per gallon max. Lone Star with a cat. 7 miles per gallon with a cat. Any cat is good. If you're pulling regular freight. The Cascadia's got 336s. I got 308s. 308s. And Dar's right. The news probably won't cover it and give it the proper coverage, but there'll be enough other YouTube channels down there probably covering that. So, and like I said, I really don't want to be, if there's any kind of bullshit going on down there, I don't want any part of that. Yeah. Yeah. Patrick, I I can't say that I followed her arrest. I was talking with Dara yesterday or last night, obviously, because I was home and we were talking about it. Um, if you think that they're making an example of Pat King, you wait to see what they do to her. You wait to see what they do to her. Corey, W9 gets 6.8. Dude, my W9, I got 6. I had a 60 series, 12 60 series Detroit. Um, and the best out of that I could get was 6 miles per gallon. Loved the truck, had some issues, but no, it's like pushing a brick through the air, right? They're not exactly aerodynamic. So yeah, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. Yeah, 389. They're not built for. They can be built for fuel mileage if you drive them. I know Nevada's got a beautiful new 389. And he's not turning great fuel mileage out of that. Um, if he probably slowed down a little bit and kept his speed probably at a reasonable rate, but you know what, he runs a lot of big highways, and he prefers to go a little faster. And I know that on the new W9s, and I know on the new 389s. I know that you can get decent mileage out of them. You can get into the sevens with them if you drive them accordingly, properly. But yeah, built-in W9 glider. Yeah, Tahara, you're right. They're going to crucify. They're absolutely going to crucify her. The government is going to make an example of her over something that just doesn't need to happen. Hey, Donald, glad you're here. Over something that just doesn't need to happen. You know, when I was talking with Dar about it, and the story that, from what I understand, is she took a picture with somebody that she wasn't supposed to. Um, I don't know. I don't know. So what does that mean? Like, what do they got, cops following her around all the time to make sure she's not taking pictures with somebody? I don't know. It's just fucking hassled. Yeah, they're already hassling people in Ottawa. Like, I want no part of that. I don't want to go to Ottawa, and I don't want to see that. And something that Darlene and I were talking about was um, Canada Day celebration in Ottawa. That's supposed to be a family affair. That's supposed to be a family event. That's supposed to be somewhere where the kids enjoy themselves and have fun. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, the kids are not going to. It's not going to be for the kids. It's not going to be a fun, joyful. You know, who wants to march around or hang around and be on Parliament Hill and be down in Ottawa, and who wants to be down there doing all of that, and all of this security and all this shit is all around you, and it's just a matter of somebody like that doing the wrong thing and saying the wrong thing, and something's going to happen. It's uh it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like I said, we were going to go, and we were still going to go, even if but then, like I said, something else has come up, and it has to do with Dar's family, and so we're going to be out of town. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Bees. The government is now telling us who we can talk to and hang out with, but yet they say we're not dictators. Yeah, they're right. Rick, I'm down in Ohio. I'm Wapakoneta, Ohio, about 60 miles south of Toledo on the 75. Yeah, I wouldn't be home in time anyway. Dar's right. Mm. Zach's in the house. How we doing, Zach? Everything good? You having a good night? Staying cool? This cigar is yummy. This is a Monte Cristo #2 that was like the torpedo. Very, as you can see, I've been working on it for a while. This one is a good one. Really, really like these. Probably my second favorite cigar. Yeah, the weather out here is gorgeous. It rained on me all the way through Toronto, out in London, and then it was like, I don't know, 18, 19 degrees all the way out there. As soon as I got over the border into Detroit, it went from like 18, 19 to 25. And by the time I got, I don't know, halfway between Detroit and Toledo, it was 30 degrees. And then right now it's 33 down here right now. It is freaking hot. Yeah, Max, you guys govern your trucks? Hey, Shannon, how are you? You guys govern your trucks? I've got mine governed, not because the law says it, it says I have to. I got mine governed because you hand me an 80-mile-an-hour truck, I'm going to drive at 80 miles an hour. So I just keep my truck governed just to be, happy and safe, and I get the fuel mileage I want doing what I do. Hey, Sheila. So I just, that's why I keep mine governed. But this is the first truck I've ever governed. My Volvo was open. The W9 was open. I've never had an issue with the MTO in Ontario or Quebec with the governing. Never had an issue with it, and really don't give a shit. I don't care. If there's guys running around with ungoverned trucks, I know some people feel differently about this, but I don't feel that governing trucks has worked. The Ontario government, and now they're, what is it, the FSMCA and the OOIDA in the States, they're going to govern those guys down there. It's that's a mistake. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, but I think it's a mistake. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. It's just, like I said, it's just my opinion. Max, you're right. Ontario and Quebec really don't care as long as you're not speeding. So you know what? While you're if you got a wide open truck, as long as you're on Ontario, keep your speed at 62 or 105. Set your cruise control at 105 and run 105. I'm only in Ontario usually, in the span of a week. I'm only in Ontario for 2 days anyway. Most of the time I'm in the States. Yeah, you're right, Max. It's the only way they'll check. If they catch you speeding, then they'll check you. But even then, man, I've been doing 62 or 63 miles an hour. Someone went by me at like 70 on the 401. We both went past the cop. The cop looked at us both and went, "Nah." Yeah, Corey, you're right. You're right. You'll be okay. Governed trucks in Europe are a nightmare for creating traffic jams. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine over there, Pat, and he hates it. His truck's governed at 90 kilometers, or what's that, like 55. He says it is the absolute worst. He's where he's in Germany, and he absolutely hates it. Says it causes more chaos on the highways and the roads, especially on some of the smaller roads. Like, I don't mean smaller roads, I mean like back roads. I mean just like regular roads. 55 mile an hour is just not fast enough. I know what well, Max, they're saying they want to govern it. They're saying they want to govern it for fuel mileage. Yes and no. They're about to spew a whole bunch of statistics about safety. Governed trucks will bring down the death rates of this amount. They did the same thing in Ontario, and none of the statistics stood. So now the U.S. is about to do the same thing. Yeah. J-Mac, I have a hard time catching up to the LCVs in Ontario and Quebec. In Quebec especially. Yeah. Yeah, Zach, you're right. You can run it around 110 and you'd be all right as long as you're on the cruise. But that was the old you. You're right. That was the old you. Now you're running it at 105. Or actually you're running your cruise control at 62, buddy. I think you guys watch and see. Watch what happens when they try to do this. But it all also depends in the States what speed they govern them at. I think if they govern them at, say, 70, they'll be all right, right? Because then even if you're governed at 70, you're still clipping along at a decent pace, even though some of the highways down there are 75, 80, 85. I would say if they were going to govern them, for me personally, if it was you put a gun to my head and said, okay, Brian, make a decision right now. What are we governing them at the States? I'd say 75. 75. Govern them at 75. That way they can run comfortably at 60, 65, 70, and 75. The only highways that they wouldn't be comfortable at would be the 80, 85. So, you know what? 75 would be the number that I would pick. I don't know what they're going to pick. But if they pick like 65, I can guarantee you this. There are 255,000 truck drivers or trucks on the roads in the United States. A big portion of those guys will probably hang them up. They will hang them up. You're right, Max. You're right. They don't set the speed limits. Well, they've started to move the speed limits up on the highways to 110, but they should have moved the truck speeds up as well. They kept us at 105, right? They should have actually moved that up. As the speed limit on the road goes up, they should have obviously moved the availability for us to move our speeds up as well, but they didn't. Myself personally down here, aside from the fact, see, I'm sounding sort of like a hypocrite because I run my truck at 63 miles an hour, but I have a specific program set up for my business. I'm a fuel mileage truck. I run a fuel mileage truck. I will sacrifice miles for fuel. Or sorry, I will sacrifice 5 miles for. I can make more money with the fuel savings than I can running the extra speed to make a couple extra miles. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I'm running around at 70 miles an hour or 72 or 73 miles an hour, the extra fuel I'm burning isn't worth it to me for the extra money that I'm making. If I keep it at 62, 63, 64 miles an hour, the fuel savings is more than I'm making if I run faster. So I know I sound like a hypocrite because I don't do that. But if I was in the States or even in Canada, my opinion is I think that the speed limits should be higher. Okay. Again, we could sit and argue and I'm not going to argue with anybody about this. It's just my opinion. So tough shit. It's my opinion. If they set the speed at 115, it would be perfect. Okay. I agree with that. I would have no problem if the speed limit for cars was 120 and the trucks was 110, 115. I'd have no issue with that. Emil, it feels with the high diesel prices, everyone has slowed down a bit compared to last year, including yourself. Yeah, I agree. With the high fuel price, why do you think my truck's governed? Fuck that. When you are now, when the companies now used to have their fuel cards locked at say like $1,000, all the companies, including KBD or ET or any, they all had to go and unlock the cards and set new limits on them because to fill your tank, you're over $1,000 now. you know, Max, saving on fuel pays for the lost mileage. You're absolutely right. And that's what I'm saying. I will take the fuel savings over the extra miles all day long. All day long. Donald, you're right. Dedicated lanes for trucks would be best, but unfortunately, in a lot of areas, the infrastructure doesn't support that. Right? A lot of the major cities, a lot of the cities and everything now are they've all got bypasses around them, and everything is in place, and they can't widen anything. The only time you can really widen is once you get out and you've got like long stretches of highway, but then you're looking at billions of dollars to do that. And I think the government looks at it, well, we can spend $200 million on repairing what we've got and listening to the bullshit and listening to the complaints, or we can spend a couple $1 billion and widen the road. They'd rather spend the $200 million and listen to the bullshit and listen to us bitch. Truck lanes would be awesome. Corey, I agree. I had the same conversation with Jeremy the other day. You know, if you could just run truck lanes, if they could, for example, like going through Toronto is one of the worst experiences of your life in a truck. Okay, truck rush hour or non-rush hour, it's bad enough. Going through Toronto. And then they built the 407, and that was supposed to be a cheap alternative bypass to get around Toronto. I can't take my truck on the 407. I can't even come close to it. For me to get on the 407, even with if I had the truck transponder, for me to get on the 407 in Milton there, right around just around Trafalgar Road there, where the 407 picks up, and say to run it all the way around Toronto and come back down the 412 or 416 in Whitby there, I'm looking at over $100, and depending on the time of day, $100. Now, some people may think, well, is the $100 worth it? It could be worth it. Yes, no, yeah, maybe. But to me, I'm not spending $100 to go around Toronto. J-Mac, where do I buy my cigars? These ones here, actually not this one. This one here came from Cuba. My son-in-law brought these up. But most of the time I get them when I'm in the States. I get them at the Reserve, exit 58 on the 90, the Seneca Reserve, the Indian Reserve. I go in there and get them. Or I go to Cigar Chief in where the hell is that? Just by my house there. I can't remember the little name of the town it's at. The 407 is a ripoff. It was designed originally, it was set up and put up by the province of Ontario as a good alternative to get around Toronto. Deserano, thanks, Dar. Deserano, thanks, Max. I'm glad you guys know where the fuck I'm going, because I don't. But the 407, and then they sold it to a private corporation over in Europe. And now, from what I understand, I think there's a conglomeration of ownership out of South America somewhere. So it's a private road. It is. It's privately owned. And the shitty thing is, the province of Ontario, if you don't pay your 407 bill, they won't renew your license. So now the company that owns, or the guy or people that own the 407 have the government of Ontario playing mob to collect their money for them, right? So if you don't pay your 407 bill, yeah, Max on the res. If you don't pay your 407 bill, the province of Ontario won't give you your license or renew your license. That's the mob, in my opinion. Yeah, Patrick. The 40 in Montreal was to go around Toronto. The 40 I swear to God, the 40 has been under construction since like the first year they built the 40. Right? It's under construction right now. I was on it yesterday. The last time before that was a couple of months ago under construction. Then last year and the year before. The 40 and I don't know. I don't run the 20 unless I absolutely have to go through the city. But most of the time, you know what? I pay the $11.50 and I jump on the 30 and just go around. Right? I go around it. But if I have to go into Montreal, for example, I had to go up to Laval. So I had to take the 40 yesterday and fuck, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Zach's right. That's the way the province ensures you pay. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks balls, man. It sucks balls. I wouldn't be on the 407 with a truck. The only trucks you see on the 407 now are usually, I think you see some garbage haulers out there. And I think you see a couple of the other carriers, but I don't think their entire fleets can go on it. I think it's only for specific guys that are running specific ideas or specific lanes that are allowed to go on it. Robin. How we doing, Robin? I'm not going to put you on the screen tonight there, Robin. You're good. You don't have to sit in your you don't have to sit in your bathroom. You're good. Yeah, Patrick, I think you're right. It was built for traffic and of the late 70s. It was never been upgraded. Well, here's the thing about Quebec. Okay? They do such a shitty job building their roads that they'll finish a stretch, and by the time they finish it, they have to go all the way back and start fixing it. Okay? Because the snow plows go through and they tear it all to pieces, and then they got to start again and do it again. And that's just the way the roads are made in Quebec. They're poorly done. I don't know any other way to say it, but they're very poorly built. You can't go a full season with one road. They get torn up in Quebec. They're just bad. Sounds like 69. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to hire one of you guys to come out here and just sit here and relight my cigar for me. If I do more smoking and less talking, I wouldn't keep going out on me. Max is right. Max is right. Quebec is old and they do a shitty job with infrastructure. And here's an example. When I was working for ET, I was doing those East Coast runs, right? So I was running out to Nova Scotia. So I used to go through Montreal, but I used to take the 30 around. But as soon as you take the 30 around, when you come out the other end of the city and you get back onto the 20, for about 12, 15 miles, you literally, and I mean literally, got to make sure there's nothing on your dashboard, your coffee cup, your lid is closed, everything, or it will be all over your truck. Everything. Like I take a cloth and I put it underneath the tray in my microwave because you'll shatter the glass plate in a microwave. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. No, those aren't my ads. Clothes on the floor. You're killing me, kid. Dar's working on it. She's on it. She sees it. Any of you guys that want to look for some naked fuck Tinder, they're cheap and they're fast. There you go. There's the link. Go give it a try. Go give it a try and then come on back and tell us all how it was. Just let us know, eh? Yeah, the lot lizards are showing up on a trucking channel. Go figure. Go figure. Well, there's no lot lizards out where I'm at here. I am out, like I said, I'm in Wapakoneta, but I'm on the outskirts. I'm not actually in the town itself. I'm in sort of like an industrial complex here, so it's nice. Yeah, Emil, you'll get more than a virus, buddy. Be careful. Patrick's got cheap hookers. No hookers out here. Karen, you had nothing to do on a Wednesday night, so you thought you'd check in? Donald, I love that. That's perfect. Liberal ads. Trudeau's going to put those on his next campaign. That's how he's going to win. He won the first election by promising to legalize weed, which he did. So the next election, he's going to put that up. Naked HD, XYZ, fuck Tinder. I guarantee you. Little bastard will probably win. Who said that? I don't. Oh. Yeah. Hookers, Shannon, hookers are called lot lizards. They're called a lot of things. This sucks ass because the sun is going down. As you can see, half my face is in sun and the other half is nothing I can do. I'm pointing due west right now. So the sun's going down. So another 10 minutes. Watch. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but the sun, when we started, the sun was here. Now it's here. Now it's here. Another 10 minutes, it'll be here. It'll be gone within 20 minutes. It'll be gone. Patrick, as far as I know, they don't really hang out in rest stops, but they do hang out in truck stops. A lot of the bigger truck stops nowadays have cameras and security, like a security in a car going around. So a lot of them, are run off the property before they even get on. But some of the smaller truck stops, like the mom and pops that might have a bigger lot so you can get, 20, 30, 50 trucks in there, you might find them in there. I really don't have I've never really had a whole lot of them banging on my door. The last time one came banging on my door, Dar was in the truck with me, and that hooker's lucky she lived. She's lucky she lived, because I thought somebody was banging on my door. It was like 2:00 in the morning. Dar and I were sleeping. I thought somebody was banging on my door because there was something wrong. And when I rolled the window down a bit, there was this little lot lizard down there. And all she did is looked up at me, and she didn't say hi. She didn't say nothing. She just offered to suck my... And I just rolled my eyes. And before I could say a word, Dar from back here, okay, in her jammies, comes flying up over my shoulder this way, and she would have gone out the window if I didn't have my arm up like this. She was going, and you could hear her clear across the parking lot. She was threatening this little lot lizard, and that kid just ran for her life. No, Corey, they do not just open doors and enter your truck. Anybody opens this door, right? If I'm in my truck and this door opens, they're going to be greeted with something really unpleasant, and they're going to need hospital attention. Look at Dar. Dar's the resident lot lizard fucking expert here. Even the girls that work inside sleep with the drivers. How do you know? And don't tell me you worked in a truck stop before we met. Yeah, Corey. I used to have a dog for years. I don't have one now because both my dogs at home. Well, one's a shepherd, and she wouldn't do well in here. But the other one now that I had for years and years, he's 11 now, and he's too old. And the one before that was a lab collie cross, and I had her for years. So I've always had a dog, and they're great protection. And they're great alarms, is what they are. My little Cavapoo or King Charles Spaniel, whatever you want to call it, he'd be excellent. We could be laying in bed, and if you even walked between the two trucks, like mine and another truck, if you came walking up and just accidentally brushed my truck, my dog would let me know. They're great to have. I do like having a dog in the truck. I absolutely do. Corey, I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Dar has a drone that just follows me around, and that keeps me in order, right? Because I don't know how many fucking times I'll pull the brakes and I'll send Dar a message. It's just I do it every night, right? Just so she knows. I send her a message. I'm parked. I mean, I just pulled the brakes. The truck engine's not even turned off. I said, and I'll get one back. I know. Okay. Why am I sending the message? I'm convinced she has a drone. There's a drone over top that just follows me around everywhere. I think that's Dar. The Dar Drone Force. You got it. That's exactly what it is. She keeps a drone going over my head. My buddy Jeremy and I joke about it. It's like, if I ever pull in, like there's been a couple of times where I've pulled into a truck stop or I've pulled into somewhere and there's, say, one of those XXX rated movie places that does girly shows or something, I'll send Dar a message saying I'm parked, and I'll get one back going, like 200 yards over to there's this. I didn't even know it was there until she told me. The drone. It's the drone. No, she doesn't have a cab camera, Pat. She's got a fucking drone. Dar should, Robin, you're right. Dar should be a private eye. She'd be very good at it. Very good at it. She can track me across 48 states and 12 provinces and territories like that. Mm. God, that sun is starting to annoy me. It must be terrible for you guys to look at. It's not helping the beard, eh? Dar found her ex in Texas. Oh, yeah, that was. Yeah, that's what it is. Mark, you're right. We both got the tracking app or whatever that is, the Find Friends app. And that's what she does, right? But what I want to know is, how does she know the minute I stop? Those apps don't tell you. The app will tell you if I start moving. Like once I've stopped and say I start moving 3 hours later, it might tell her that I'm moving, but it doesn't tell her when I've stopped. Or maybe it does. You know what? Maybe I just don't know enough jack shit about it. Like realistically, I could put my phone on the coffee table. She could pick it up, put a whole bunch of shit in there that I know nothing about or how it works, because I can't even operate my phone anyway, my iPhone. Every time I fuck something up, I got to call Dar or one of my kids. Oh, Patrick, don't say that. It'll go to her head. Her and Karen will start a fucking private investigating service. That'll be the end of all of us. See, Pat? See what you started? All women have tracking powers. It's almost like like another instinct, eh? It's borderline creepy, actually. It's borderline creepy. She can track me all across Canada and the US, but she can't find me in the house when I'm home. Have you tried the app Waze? It tells you where the cops are sitting. No, I really don't give a rat's ass about where the cops are sitting, to tell you the truth. Oh, Zach, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. If I start screwing around with my phone, just playing with it or whatever, and something goes wrong and I can't get it back to normal, I have to call somebody. Like, we're talking about a phone. Actually, when you think about it, these aren't even phones anymore. I heard somebody just give a description of these iPhones and these Samsung Galaxies. These aren't phones. What this is now is it's a computer with a phone attached to it. It's not a phone with a computer. It's more computer than it is phone. Uh-oh. Hey, guys, the whores are back. The whores are back. Anybody wants it, the whores are there. Go get them. I love the icons. Look at the emojis that these guys use on their advertisements. That is awesome. Trudeau's turning it on tonight, isn't he, eh? Trudeau's just killing it. This isn't even a big live. I'm just throwing this out. There's only 22 of us in here. Trudeau's desperate. Yeah, Justin is back. But like I said, look at the emojis. That's awesome. Corey, I love it. Virtual lot lizards. That's awesome. Awesome. I got to remember that. The virtual lot lizards are back. Well, Dar's right. That's why phones are so expensive. You're not paying for a phone. You can probably, for $100, go buy a fucking one of those old flip phones. If all you want is a phone, go buy a one of the old flip phones. I don't imagine. I say $100, but I'm speaking out of ignorance because I really don't know. But there sure as hell ain't no $1,500 or whatever these iPhones cost, right? Corey's computer cost him $1,400 and his phone was $2,200. What fucking phone did you get for $2,200? Did you get that new Samsung that folds like a tablet, that folds everything? That is insane. Yeah, is that the one I'm talking about? Is that the one you're talking about? That it's got the folding screen, so you can fold it like a tablet or whatever, and then when you open, or you can use it like a phone, but then when you open it, it's really cool. Still, $2,200 for a phone? Excuse my mouth, and I know my wife is on here, but for $2,200, that phone better be able to fuck me and suck me. For $2,200? That's insane. That's insane. Sorry, I'm getting behind on some of the comments here. Robin, you really think they're gonna pay us to have phones? Come on. Have you seen the difference, Robin? Do you know what the difference is between a cell phone plan in Canada and the cell phone plan in the United States? We are getting screwed and jacked up here. For the plan that I have right now, I would pay 1/3 in the States, and that's even with the US exchange. It is insane. It's crazy. Yeah, Robin, you're right. It's data collection. Don't kid yourself for a minute. If you think that every time you're sitting there and your phone's just sitting there and it's not doing anything, it's doing shit. Patrick, yeah, then you got to have it repaired. Actually, I'm really good with phones, to tell you the truth. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Look at this thing jump all over the place. Anybody else see that? Anyway, I'm really good with phones. I've never in my life, I've had iPhones since the very first iPhone. Very first iPhone. I've had iPhones all the way through. And I think right now I've got an 11 or a 12. I'm not sure. But I've never broken one, never lost one, never cracked a screen, never, I've never. And considering the job that I do, and I've dropped them, I've always had a heavy, like one of those big OtterBox. It's like the military, stupid military ones. But I've never busted a phone. I've never had to replace one. I think everybody else in my family has. I haven't. Brian, when you had your Volvo, did you experience any issues with your starters? I talked to a tow truck. No, I never had an issue with the starter. My starter went. Mine was a 2014, and I think somewhere around 2018, 19, something like that. I had to replace the starter, but it was just worn out. That's just normal. But no, I never had any issues with my starter. It's the RCMP bugging your chat. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Robin, if they're fucking stupid enough to want to sit around and listen to me, and they want to bug my phone calls and listen to what the hell, I in the span of a day, I'll talk to Jeremy on the phone. I'll talk to John on the phone. I talk to Dar on the phone. I might talk to Mike Campbell on the phone. And if you're crazy enough to want to sit around and listen to me talk about what the fuck we talk about all day long, good for you. Knock yourself out. Believe me, it's not like I'm out here, we're all out here solving the world's problems. Corey drove over his with a cat loader. It survived. Funny enough, years ago, I don't know what number it was, probably like an iPhone 6 or whatever. I was on the 401 coming out of Windsor, and I was just come out of the construction zone, and I had my arm on the windowsill, and I was on the phone with Andy, and I had the phone to my ear, right? So I'm leaning on the windowsill like this, and I'm just driving along, minding my own business, hit a bump, like a real good bump, and the phone went kaboom and out the window at 65 miles an hour and went skidding up the 401. And it took me a better than a quarter of a mile to get the truck pulled over, and I had to walk all the way back to pick up the phone. And sure as shit, Andy was still on the phone. He thought I'd wrecked. And the case had taken most of the beating. The phone didn't have a scratch. And it never had an issue. It worked fine from then, never had an issue with it. I've lost a phone out the window at 65 miles an hour. Never had a scratch on it. Robin, we've all seen that. What does the government need to see it for? Hey, where's Sandra, man? She's not sleeping on the couch, is she? I don't know where Batman is. He's not here right now. He's not in tonight. Emil, do you carry a spare tire with you behind your cab? I do not. A lot of guys do. I do not. It's just I never have. Most guys carry like for example, when I get the tires taken off of this and rotated on the back, a lot of guys just grab one of the least worn tires and they'll strap that onto the back of their cabs and they'll keep it for a spare. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Corey doesn't have his in the case. Well, I have to. I have to. I don't know how many times I've had it. Like it'll be sitting here or whatever, and I'll open the door and forget, and then I'll open the door and step out of the truck, and it'll go boop out onto the dirt or out onto the concrete or whatever. So it's just best that I pay whatever it costs. These stupid otter boxes are now getting up to be with 45, 50, 60 bucks. They're getting ridiculous. Pretty soon the goddamn otter box will be as much as the phone. Well, I think the iPhones aren't. Don't some of the iPhones have like a glass? The back, it's not even metal anymore, or aluminum, or it's glass. Who makes a phone out of fucking glass? YouTube converts all that you say. Hold on, I want to read that. Sorry, Patrick. I'm behind on comments here. YouTube converts all that you say to text. That's how they demonetize keywords. I didn't know that. I don't know about that. I hope you're not right. You probably are. It's instantaneous. So you're telling me that everything that I'm saying here tonight and everything that you guys are texting, they're recording, keeping track of, so they can demonetize it. They can demonetize keywords. I did not know that. I really didn't. Oh. It's dumped in a database for the wheel burner channel. I don't know if I should be proud that I have my own database. So what are they looking for? What are they looking for, Pat? If it's dumped into a database for the wheel burner channel, what keywords are they looking for that will demonetize me? You know, I know guys on these, like I say the occasional swear word, and then if you guys really get me worked up, I say the occasionally more swear words. So you telling me that every time I swear or you guys swear or something like that, you telling me that that will demonetize me? All the George Carlin ones you can't say on TV. I love George Carlin. Zach, you thinking I'm looking tired? You know what it is? I'm just hot. Today was just a driving day. I really didn't do anything today. I drove, and that wasn't even a big driving day. I only drove like 520 miles today. I actually slept in my own bed with my own wife last night, and had a nice dinner with the family yesterday. So no, I'm not overly tired. I'm hot. Like I said, the sun's beating in my windshield right now. So, and the APU is running, but I'm all right. I think we've got our settings set for the adult content, but yeah, whatever. Whatever. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not in this to make money. If they're demonetizing me because I say fuck, or fuck, whatever. I'm not here to make money. I'm not trying to cash in. Although I don't know how many of you guys, or were you paying attention on Saturday night when we said what we were doing with some of the proceeds that the channel does make? if you didn't know, or if you didn't hear, or you didn't, or you weren't paying attention, or if you, like Robin was probably playing with his dick. What we're doing is whatever money the channel makes, and that's from t-shirt sales, hat sales, ad revenue, promotions, anything. At the end of the month, whatever the channel makes, it will be added. Well, we know how much it makes. And 10% of that, what Dar's going to do is every month, she's going to put up a poll about what charity. She'll put up 4 or 5 charities, and you guys get to pick the charity. And we're going to give 10% of whatever it is. So if the channel makes $1,000, we're going to stroke a check for $100 to whatever the charity that you guys pick. I think next month Dar's going to pick the charity, but after that, you guys will be picking all the charities. So in case you guys didn't hear about that, that's what we're doing starting next month. That includes everything. Like every once in a while, like you guys throw the super chat money and all that. When I say everything, I mean everything. Everything this channel makes, 10% of it will go to whatever the charity is that you guys pick. And it won't be, no, that's what I was about to say, Robin. No, it won't be the charity of Brian. It won't be the charity of Dar. It won't be the charity of Robin. Justin will not be taking a cut of that. Patrick, Justin will not get a cut of that. Okay, Rick. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll let me write that one down. First charitable donation will go exactly there. Robin wants breast implants. Well, buddy, stand in line. You're right behind me. Okay. I just had surgery on my penis. I had a reduction done. I had 4 inches taken off. Now I've only got 8 inches like all you rest of you guys. So, but now I want my breast enlarged. I want big breasts. So we're gonna take care of that next. So Robin, you're after me. Clifton, you been here the whole time, just not saying anything? That's the first comment I've seen of yours. Yeah, I agree. There's too much technology, but unfortunately we're in it. We're in it. What I'd really be curious to see, to tell you the truth, is I'd like to be alive when the day comes that the grid crashes and none of the cell phones work, the GPSs don't work, none of all of our shit that everybody is so reliant on crashes, and people have to actually use their brains and become self-sufficient. I would really, really like to see that. Unfortunately, a lot of people would probably die if it happened. That's the sad part of it. A lot of people would probably die. Mr. B's, yeah, I want a small dick just like everybody else. I want an 8-inch dick just like the rest of you guys. I know most of you guys are all walking around with 8-inch, bones. So that's what I want. I had 4 inches taken off. It was too big. Now I've only got 8. So yeah, I want big boobs and a small willy. Paul did the same thing. See, I'm not the only one out there. Paul did the same thing. All right. Don wants breast implants too. Okay, guys, we're gonna use my channel for medical purposes. Breast implants for everybody. Implants for everyone. Line up. I'm first. Robin's next. Don's after that. We might as well throw some at Pat. Shannon, it's on its way. we've run into a small little snag, but it will be there. There's going to be hats, shirts, hoodies, cozies, or koozies, or whatever the fuck you call those things. Paul's clapping. I think Paul wants breast implants too. Corey's getting some. You'll be saving on underwear, less wear. Hey, Pat, who says we wear underwear? Yeah, Zach, you're right. Look at that. That's when you grab the old CB off the shelf, you hook it up. It would be epic. But like I said, unfortunately, without the technology, probably 70% or 80% of the people on life support in the hospitals would all die. The average person walking around would die. You know, it's unfortunate. If the grid crashed, Patrick Commando Burner, you got it. Paul, do I remember Joe Clark? Yeah, the Weasel. Is he even still alive? There you go, Robin. Batman's in the house. He just got back from the bar. 13-hour day, and he went to the bar. Attaboy. Attaboy. There you go, eh? You're making a little more money. Good for you, bud. Good for you. Yeah, that's what it, Don, that's just exactly what I was about to say. Okay, so somebody brought up Joe Clark. What about him? I think he's still alive. I think he's still breathing. I'm not sure. I don't care. Tell you the truth. I don't care about any of them, actually. Paul opened a big can of worms about Joe. So open the can, dude. Batman's pissed. The company canceled his Friday night run to Sundry for $700. You know what, dude? Let me tell you something. It's not all about money. At your age, it is, but it ain't. Let me tell you something. Even at your age, step back once in a while and take some time and enjoy your life. You can always make more money. Fucking money's not going anywhere. You can always make more money, but you cannot make up for time. Enjoy your time. You're a young guy, 690. Enjoy your time. Step back once in a while. You lose $700, all right. You lost $700, but you got a long weekend. Enjoy your long weekend, bro. I knew, you know what, in the back of my head, Dar, I knew as it was coming out of my mouth going to Batman, I knew you were going to say something. That's it, eh, Pat? That's it. Find a Canada Day party somewhere or a celebration somewhere and go do something. Find some friends, find some family. Emil, hold on. I gotta read that. I gotta go back in. Sorry, the comments are going. On FreightWaves News yesterday, a total of 9,000 trucking companies closed last month in the States. About 4,000 of them went over to large carriers, but 5,000 shut down for good. That's a shame. That's a shame. And you know what, Emil, it's happening in Canada as well. There's a couple of very large companies in Canada that are buying up, just about everything. Transforce out of Quebec there, dude, they own just about everything up here. And now the Canadian government put a stop to them because they were becoming a monopoly. So they turned around and now they're buying up trucking companies and everything out of the States. It's bad. There you go, 690. Go do some boating. Just make sure you're wearing your suntan lotion. Sorry, I had to make sure I didn't have any steak left in stuck in my teeth. Mr. B's, I burned up most of my life running down the road. I missed a lot of stuff, events, family time. Would I do it again? No. You know what, sir? I agree with you, and I feel very much the same way. Rolling in the door on Christmas Eve, missing birthdays, recitals, anniversaries. Is it worth it? No. To the young single guys, oh, hell yeah, go. I wish a lot of the times now that I'd picked another career, but there was way back then when I was choosing my careers, there was way too many porn stars. Politicians weren't very popular, didn't want to be a politician. And being a Hell's Angel, I'd have ended up dead or in jail. So I became a truck driver. Technically, before I did anything, I became a chef. I went and became a chef and then decided that there's no money in being a chef. Those poor bastards are broke. Donald, you're correct. Some charities are scams. No more money by the time it trickles down to the intended. You're right. We will be picking very carefully. Or the options we will give you will be very, very carefully chosen. We were going to make sure that doesn't happen. Patrick, suntan lotion is cancerous. What isn't, bro? What isn't? Cancer. The sun beating in my windshield. Yeah, it's giving me vitamin D, but it's also probably giving me some form of cancer. I could roll this window down and stick my head out the window and breathe the air. Cancer. Yeah. You watch. You watch. Patrick's right. One of these days, it's not going to be called Canada Day anymore. It's going to be like National Day. They'll change it from Canada Day to National Day because we don't want to insult some group of people or another. Won't be long. Won't be long. Oh, Sandra found her way on. I heard Robin left you on the couch to fall asleep the other night. The only charity I've found that gives 97% is the Salvation Army. I don't know if they give 97%. I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is. Patrick, World Inclusivity. I said that right. Country Day. Yeah. We don't want to insult anybody. You know what I mean? Don't want to piss off anybody. It won't be Canada Day. Well, Donald, that all depends. Do you like implants on yourself or do you want them on your wife? Or, sorry, I don't want to insult anybody. Do you want them on your partner? White Man Day. You go ahead and try that one out. You go give that a try, Robin. Come back and let me know how it works out for you. I'll have bail money ready for you. Yeah, 690, you might be right. They'll probably just remove the day and make it a random holiday. Donald. I'm not reading that. You guys can read it. Patrick wants 36D in breast implant. Dude, if I had 36 Ds on my chest, and this is such a piggish thing to say, but I'd never get any work done. I'd never get any work done. I'd be sitting around playing with my boobs all day. That's all I'd do all day long is sit around playing with my boobs. Well, Dar, you know it's true. Mark, I heard it on Rumble someplace. They're calling it New Day. You know what? I don't give a fuck what you call it. It's Canada Day. Just like it's Christmas. I say Merry Christmas time. I say Merry Christmas. You're welcome to say to me Happy Holidays. I say Merry Christmas. It's Christmas. I respect the fact that you don't celebrate Christmas. That's fine. But I do. My family does, and most of the people that I know do. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's Canada Day. You can call it whatever you want. Anything. Make up a fucking name, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit. It's Canada Day. But goddamn, I don't know which end the camera's at. It's on this end. Goddamn, don't wave your flag. Trudeau's fucking goons will be around to arrest you for showing your Canadian pride and, waving your flag. Start a new channel called the Boob Tube. I think that's done. Christmas is next on the chopping block. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, hold on. Got to get rid of this stogie here. Okay. You guys remind me, okay? When we're done here, I got to go out and pick that up. But I just didn't want to throw it in the ashtray here, so. But don't let me forget, because I will forget. McDonald's dollar drink day is the new name for July 1st. Yeah, well, it won't be long before McDonald's, Walmart, and Subway own everything anyway. $6.90. You want a minimizer? Yeah, those are like $5,000, dude. If your company's willing to spring for $5,000 for one, they've obviously got a lot of money, and get them to spring for $10,000 so you can get two, and I'll take the other one. Patrick, the people will get their flags seized if flown upside down. Dude, from what I understand, if you put a flag on a car and run up the highway with it, they'll pull you over. Brian, can you keep Save a Family in mind as one of the charities? It's a Catholic charity that I and my family support. Well, Zach, we will look at it. I'm not making any promises. But we'll certainly take a look at it and check it out. If it's worthy, it might be on the list. I'd have to buy it entirely myself, but if I have to pay, if I have 10,000 laying around, you bet your ass you're getting a new seat. I appreciate that, Batman. I really do. I really do. I got to put a new seat in here eventually. This has still got the factory in it, and it's tearing my back to pieces. It really is. So, Robin, I don't eat at Arby's. I never have. I never will. They're teaming up with Old Spice, calling it Meat Sweats promo. That's gross. That's disgusting. Oh, the sun's almost gone. It's got about that much more. Just right there. It's about to go down behind the building. Come on, you son of a bitch. Get out of here. It's burning the retinas out of my eyes. I can't see a damn thing. Oh, my God. Donald. They used to call me Batman before my reduction. Patrick's chugging vodka. Okay, everybody over to Pat's place. Zach, I had a legacy seat in the Kenworth, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was not as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. I wouldn't get another one. Yeah, Robin, I do. Dar and I, with the exception of tonight, I made an exception because I went for dinner with a friend. I eat out of my truck, and Darlene, mostly Darlene. I was going to say Darlene and I, but I help a little bit. But Dar pretty much puts a whole week's worth of meals together for me. We'll go out and she'll put out like pork chops, sausages, chicken, rice, all this kind of stuff, and it all goes into like airtight containers. It goes in the fridge. Sometimes I'll bring raw because I do have an air fryer, so we'll take raw chicken, raw sausage, or whatever. But yes, we do. I eat out of my truck probably about 90% of the time, with the exception of you stop at Tim's in the morning and get your coffee if you're in Canada, and I might grab a bagel. But for the most part, everything's out of the truck. The government gives us a food exemption, right? We're allowed to write off $69. We're allowed to claim $69 a day for food, and we get that back. Well, if you don't use it, you still get it back. So I take my $69 a day, and that's income. Thank you. Free money, because it doesn't cost me $69 a day to eat out of my truck. With what Dar puts together, right? I'm allowed to claim. Dar put it there, $23 a meal. So $69 a day. I'll take the $69 a day. No, you don't reupholster it, Pat. Truck seats are kind of unique because there's air systems built into them. So I just have, we just basically take the bolts out of it, remove it, and a whole new one just comes right in, gets bolted in. You hook in all your different airlines, and away you go. It would, for what it would cost and for the result you would get by actually just reupholstering it, it's not worth it. I like the minimizer seat. It's expensive, but it's well worth the money for the support that I need because my back is in such bad shape. So to reupholster it, you're not really adding or removing any support, lumbar, or anything like that. All you're doing is reupholstering it. I want the new seat because I can do so much more with it for comfort. Just read that 109,340 new trucking companies started in the USA last year, breaking the average by over 50,000. Yeah, but when you got to remember, Emil, when they say 109 new trucking companies, that could be just guys like you and me. Like, I own one truck, but I have an incorporated business. Technically, by government standards, that's a trucking company, right? When it's listed on the letter or on the letters of incorporation, it's a trucking company. So it's 109,000 new trucking companies. Probably 108,000 of those are just owner operators that have incorporated a business. But they use that saying, oh, there's 109,000 new trucking companies. Like shit there is. There might be 109,000, 108,000 new truck drivers with incorporated businesses. That's all it is. When I started out, we had a steel seat. Well, remember the days when there was no air in your seat? Right? It was like sitting on a milk crate. Basically it was a cushion with a back and you were sitting on a milk crate. There was no spring, no air ride, no bounce, no lumbar, no nothing. You could literally rip the seat out of a go-kart or off whatever and just put it bolt it onto a milk crate and put the milk crate on the floor, and that's what you got. That's what you got. Are you kidding? Robin, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't let that asshole in my truck. Not even his flesh. You could tear the ass off that boy, and he's not good. I wouldn't want it in my truck. See you later, Zach. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Yeah, pretty bad, eh? Mr. Bees, it's pretty bad. Then they wonder why all the old timers are walking and they're all crunched over and they can't walk and they got no back left and no tailbones left. No power steering. First Mac I ever drove back then had no power. It's called Armin power steering, right? No power steering. Somebody says, where's the power steering box? What the hell is that? Right here. There's your power steering box. Both of them. Patrick, you need help, buddy. You really do. But you know what? If that's what turns your crank, you just keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Mr. Beast didn't even have seat belts. Next, you're going to tell me you were back when the wheels were actually wood. Emil, you're right. Okay, that makes sense. Almost all were single trucker operations. And that's probably why you couldn't find a truck. Yeah. Hooray for boobies. Don's still going for the boobies. That's not that far back. Okay there, dinosaur. You just keep on dating yourself. That was back before the days of Ministry of Transport existed. You're right. That was back before the days where you could leave Toronto or Montreal and go to California and be back you could leave on Sunday and be back by Friday. No problem. Try that now. Do I remember, Robin, do I remember my first TV? I remember the very first TV my parents had. I think I spoke about it the other night there. It was one of those big, it sat on the floor, right? It was a floor model TV and it was a big wood, it looked like a big wood cabinet on either side of the TV. It was huge. I don't even want to guess what it weighed. It was ridiculous. And then my father had some kind of wire or some kind of shit that ran up the back, and it had those stupid fucking bunny ears. And we only got 3 channels. All 3 channels. So you got 3 channels. So you get news, and one of the main whatever. So yeah, the first TV that I remember, and the funny thing was, the TV would be on the floor, so it would be at the top of the TV cabinet would be at waist level, and it became the catch-all for everything. There'd be 2 feet worth of junk piled on top of it. If you walked by and nudged it too hard, you'd make a mess all over the floor. My parents' first TV, I was the channel changer. We all were, Duncan. We all were. Although I do remember the very first TV clickers that my parents got. We thought it was the bomb. My brother and I thought it was the absolute greatest thing in the world. We didn't have to get up and, your father goes, boy, go change the channel. We didn't have to. My father would say, but the worst thing is, you'd be halfway through watching something and my dad would change the channel, click, change the channel, click. It'd be like, oh my God. Patrick, in Quebec, in the 70s in Quebec, people drove cars with beer between their legs. Tickets were paid cash roadside with the officer. Patrick, we were doing that back in the 80s, dude. You could drive from Mississauga, where we lived, up to Wasaga Beach. You'd have a beer between your legs. You'd be smoking a joint. No problem. No seatbelt. Having a great time. Yeah, Don, mine, the first one I remember, like my parents' first one, yeah, it was black and white as well. It was black and white as well. I think the very first color TV we got, I can't even remember it. I don't even remember how old I was. We had my father, I know that color TVs came out, and my father refused to buy one. He was stuck on this fucking monstrosity of a TV on the floor. So we didn't get the first. I know that we had the color TVs were out because the guy that lived across the street from me, his name was Tommy McAllister. He was the first one on the street that had a color TV. And the first time I ever saw one, I thought it was the bomb. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But even then, you think about like even the device of the monitor you're looking at me on right now. The first generation color TVs were only like a step like that above black and white, right? You didn't really have a whole lot of color. It was more shading. The Electro Home oak cabinet. You know what, Pat? That might have been it. The next TV we had after that, my dad actually bought like some kind of wall unit. And the next TV after that was good because it was actually sat up. It was in the wall unit. And that's when we had the remote control clicker thing. That was pretty cool. Cliff got his first color TV in the 70s, in the late 70s. I might have been the same. In the late 70s, I'd have been like 9, 10. So it might have been around there. Mr. B's, we would go to the truck stops. In the back, they had showers and a lounge. You would go get the load board to get your next load to haul. No, I never had to do that. But I do remember back in the day with the truck stops that, you'd park your truck, you'd go in and have a shower, and you'd be 2 hours getting back out to your truck because you'd be standing around sitting in the lounge talking to everybody. There'd be 2 guys start talking, then a third would watch, and nobody knows each other. And they'd be talking, and this guy'd be talking. Next thing you know, there's a whole whack of guys stand. Then you'd go outside. Well, actually, you didn't have to go outside because back then you could smoke in the lounges, right? So you could sit in the lounge and have a smoke and shoot the shit with a bunch of the boys. And depending on how often in certain areas you were, you'd start running into the same guys. It was great back then. Nowadays, all the truck stops got like Denny's, Subways. A lot of them don't even have restaurants anymore. They got a whole area. And it's all fast food. They don't even have anything like that. Duncan, I did not know that. That's why the red line in hockey games has a stripe or checker pattern, so you could tell the difference on black and white TV. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Zenith TV with pick zoom mode. Dude, I don't know what the hell that. I know what a Zenith TV was. Obviously I don't make those anymore, but what the hell, Tony, what is a pick zoom mode? Is that a new TV or an old TV? That saying shit like that to me is like talking Chinese. Don't have a clue. That could mean 109 more trucks on the road. Yeah, Donald, I'm assuming you're talking about I assume you're talking about the 109,000. Yeah, Pat, I've never seen jukeboxes. Actually, I have actually. There wasn't a jukebox, but it was a form of like obviously to play music. But I remember I used to love the fact that there was always a payphone at every table, so the driver could be sitting there calling his wife or making a phone call, and then you'd always have to have like a pocket full of dimes, right, to be feeding the machine. And then I think in the early 90s, they came out with the calling cards, the long distance calling cards, right? So you could just go buy like a $20 calling card. And back then, a $20 calling card, you'd last you a week. And you could make a long distance call with those. Robin wants to bring back the roller skating, roller girls at A&W. Hey, no. One of my daughters works at A&W. No. 109,000 new truckers. But what does it not tell you is how many trucks stopped trucking. A lot of trucks are shutting down. Actually, Mr. Bees, that's a very good point. It's telling you that there's 109,000 new truckers. They're probably replacing the 250,000 that went fuck you and left. They've had enough. Power arm steering, Donald. Yeah, like I said, it's called arm and power steering, we used to call it. Right? No power steering. No such thing. Hey, guys, stop jerking. Cheaper than Tinder. Come on, get on it. Uh-oh. What, Dar fall asleep? I'm telling you, Trudeau's persistent tonight, eh? He's just pushing it. There used to be roller skating girls at the Orange Julep at Guibault in Montreal. I wonder how many of those girls ever literally dumped a tray of food on a car. Probably. Which is more important, the Canada Day or the LGBT Marching Day? No offense intended. It should be called Veterans Day. Have a blessed Canada Day. The PM should be ashamed of his wrongdoing. PGF, I agree. The PM should be ashamed. The PM should be run out of town, dude. He's beyond being ashamed. His wife's ashamed. His kids are ashamed. Obviously, by the man's doings, he has no shame, as you all can tell. We all know. Trudeau should just be packed off and shipped off. Patrick. They had mini skirts and long legs. It was the first Hooters. Yeah. A lot of that shit back then, when you sit now and you think about it, that's really cool, eh? You think about what they used to do back then, that they've got away from. They really have. But you got to think about would any of this fly today? You know, girls with long legs and short skirts on roller skates serving you food at your car? No, it wouldn't. There'd be too many people that would not be okay with it, and they'd shut it down. It would, too bad. Jesus is the reason for the season, so we say Merry Christmas. As we say, celebrate, what a shame too. Well, we were already talking about that. You can say, if you want to, you're welcome to say happy holidays to me, but I'm saying Merry Christmas to you. It's Christmas. It's Canada Day. It's not New Day. It's not Immigration, everybody welcome day. It's fucking Canada Day. We are Canada. This is Canada. Well, I'm in Ohio, but this is the United States, but it's Canada. It's Canada Day. You call it anything else other than Canada Day, I'll leave fucking Canada. I'll go celebrate fucking El Salvador Day. Tony, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. The PM keeps giving money to everybody, but not Canadians that in need. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. We've talked about this 1,000 times. You think about, I had to think about that for a second. You think about the millions, probably we're into the billions of dollars that he's given to other countries and what that money would have done for Canadians. To our veterans, our homeless, our education system, our infrastructure. Dude, we'd be living in the most modern, comfortable, nicest country in the world. There's only 37 million of us here in a country as big as we are. Do you know what that money could have done for us, for this country? And he pissed it away. Absolutely pissed it away. The 109,000 is numbers that came out was for last year when our industry was an insane boom. I'm curious to know what the numbers will be and how many quit at the end of the year. We'll find out yet. Nothing will surprise me, Emil. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Pat, you're right. Pat's right. If we're going to take it and call it New Day this year, what next? Emperor Trudeau Day next year? Emperor Trudeau Day. Fuck, I can't even say that. Emperor Trudeau Day. Whatever. Canada Day, and if anybody wants to change it, they should be hung for treason. All those in favor, put up your hands. I'm actually curious to know how many of you fuckers actually put up your hands. Clifton, same in the States. Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of can go either way, Canada or the US. Both countries have so much in common, right? New Day sounds stupid. I agree. Brian, you should do a show on how Canada gives money away and rejects Canadians. You know what, Tahara, I'll be honest with you. I could probably do a show, but that would require me doing research and a lot of work, and I already got a job. I do this out here with you guys because it's fun for me. I get to hang out, and you guys are crazy enough to fucking look in and tune in. But I'm sure somebody could probably do a better job than me at that. Hail Trudy Day. Not in my day. Not in my day. That'll never happen in my day. If let's just say, for example, tomorrow Trudeau had a wicked accident and he died. I'm not saying he's going to. All your RCMPs or FBIs or whatever that are watching this. But let's just say he did. And they decided to make a fucking holiday to commemorate the Prime Minister. Would anybody in their right fucking mind have anything to do with that? Me? No. Absolutely not. I would have absolutely nothing to do with that. I wouldn't celebrate it. I wouldn't acknowledge it. I wouldn't, nothing. If the man passed away tomorrow, I know this sounds cold and nobody wants anybody to die, but if he passed away tomorrow, I wouldn't give it a second thought. I'd be more concerned about my seat. Max would whiz on his gravy on it. Yeah, Pat, I'll pass. No, MIT Singh ain't taking his place. That fucker's on his way out too. I guarantee you when Trudeau goes, Singh goes too. Yeah, Dar's right, you know. Better be careful what we think about. If Trudeau, for any reason, passes away or anything happens, Freeland's in charge. She's the deputy prime minister. So you can have Trudeau, you can either have batshit stupid or you can have Freeland and a batshit crazy. Pick one. Those are your choices. Now, if somebody can arrange a wicked boat accident or something while the both of them were on a cruise, hey, Max, you're probably right. Freeland would be worse because she takes her direct marching orders from Schwab. Trudeau takes his marching orders from Freeland. Freeland's nuts. She is absolutely fucking crazy. I just said it. She's batshit fucking crazy. Trudeau's just fucking stupid, but she's crazy. And she's crazy with a brain. She's not stupid. That's the problem. You're right, Patrick, and that's kind of what I just said, right? Trudeau takes his marching orders from Freeland. Freeland gets them right from the horse's mouth. Is Freeland married? You know what? I don't know. I don't have a clue. Pity the bastard if she is, or pity the woman if she's, that. If she goes that way, that's fine too. But anybody married to her, IH. Well, we're talking about if we'd have any sympathy if Trudeau died. That's what we're talking about. So now you're all caught up. What do you think? Freeland is the elephant. Yeah. The PC leaders are all crazy too, but Pierre Poilievre. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I've said this before and I will say it again. When it comes to politics, okay, none of them are great. They're not. But you don't pick the one you like the most. You pick the one you dislike the least. Okay? You fucking figure out which one is going to do the least amount of damage, and that's the one you vote for. Our government working for Schwab is being done, and nothing is being done. Food shortages, fuel rationing might be around the corner. Dude, you haven't noticed that they're burning fields, killing livestock, wiping out crops. It's already started. Small fringe would celebrate if Trudeau died. Well, I'd be standing there waving a Canadian flag any way I want. Duncan, Freeland and her husband had to have her parents co-sign their mortgage. When the hell was that? That can't be recently. There's no way the deputy prime minister needed her parents to co-sign a fucking mortgage. Not a chance. Is that what's going on at your place there, Robin? Would you like a few minutes? We can all just shut down while you take care of that, or you good? Patrick's right. That would be the new day. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a whole bunch. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. There's a whole bunch of buttons on my screen here. I'm going to push them and see if they do anything. If anything funky shows up on your end, let me know, would you? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I see. This is if I want to bring you guys back into the conversation like we did last week there. We want to put the link up and add people in. In 2013, Freeland needed the cosigner. Wow. How bad are you? How bad does your credit or your finances have to be? How old is she? Anybody? Dar, how old is she? Somebody Google how old Freeland is, please. She's 53. So 2013 was 9 years ago. So 9 years ago, she would have had to get a cosigner at 44. So you're telling me in 9 years, she went from fucking needing a cosigner and being in that bad a shape to being the deputy prime minister of fucking Canada? I hate to tell you this, folks, but we as the public, we as the Canadians are doing something fucking wrong. You guys don't mind if I take my meds and shit in front of you, do you? None of you are binging out thinking, you need some drugs. The trucker boom will go bust once inflation and interest rates go up. Donald, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. I was having who was I talking to? Whatever, we were talking about that. Unless you are set up now, and I mean like you've already got your truck, you've got a low interest rate, you've got a reasonable payment, you've got yourself set with a company that has stability, and long-term stability. Find yourself a company that's already ridden out like the recession of 2008 or that survived multiple recessions. Unless you are situated and set up now, right now, you are fucked at this time next year. Fucked. And they can demonetize that one. I'll say it again. You are fucked. I didn't know that, Emil. A Sunderland public school in Ontario sent out slips to parents asking for permission to hand out Canadian flags to first graders. What the fuck is wrong with people? What is absolutely freaking wrong with people? RSF. Parked for the night on my second trip with my trainer in New York State, just popping in to say hi. Well, I'm glad you popped in. Congratulations on your second trip, bud. Hope things are going well for you. Hope things are going well for you, man. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, Tara. I do. I really do. It's you know what? I hate to say this, but the way the world is and technology and robots replacing workers and blah 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 blah. It's coming. It's going to be to the point where the reset's going to happen. Everybody's going to be on one level. Everybody's going to be reliant on government money, and that's how we'll be paid. But I hope you're wrong. I know you're right, but I hope you're wrong. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. It fucking breaks my heart to think about that. Patrick, they did not ask permission to test the kids at school during the coup. Yeah, funny how that is. They don't need permission to test your kids or to medically do something to your kids, but they're going to ask your permission to give them a fucking flag? Mr. B says the reset's already here. Well, not to the degree that we think that's coming. Not to the degree where technology and robotics and engineering have taken over the world and there's no jobs, so there's no income to earn because we don't have jobs because technology and whatnot have taken over. We're not there yet. But that is going to happen eventually. That's part of the reset, that they want everything so that we rely on the government for everything. We're not quite there yet. So I'm gonna disagree with you on that. But are we on our way there? Yes, we are. We are on our way there. And we're not just walking slowly, lollygagging there. It's a fucking march. They're marching and hurting us there. Small fringe, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I hate to say that too. You guys are nailing some really, really good things here tonight. But you're absolutely right. There's not enough people fighting. And that's it's easy for me to say that. And it's easy for you to say that. Why aren't we fighting? Why? Because most people are going, it's just easier to sit back and go, oh, fuck it, I'll just take my money. It's easier to manage the destruction if it's controlled. On a 5-year plan, we're fucked. Train wreck, all Commonwealth countries first. 5 years? Yeah, you're probably in there. I think they were looking at, 2030 for the reset? Mark, I agree. JT should be in jail. Pat King should be free. Not going to happen. They're going to milk, dude, Mark, they're going to milk Pat King for every last ounce they can get out of him. They really are. They really, really are. He's no longer just some guy in jail. Realistically, technically, he's a political prisoner. He's being played and used in the political forum, and Trudeau is playing and using him. They've made an example of him. Holy fuck, did it get dark? It's getting dark here all of a sudden, eh? Look at that. Let's turn some lights on. There we go. We don't need that one. It's true. Hitler did the same thing to the Germans. they're trying to do the same thing to us, right? They're trying to. I think Dar's right. He won't sign anything. They want him to sign off like Tamara did and like Freedom George did, and they want him to sign a whole bunch of shit, and he won't do it. He will not do it. And the longer he doesn't do it, the longer they're going to hold him. But like I said before, like the shit they're holding him on, guys, we got fucking rapists and murderers that have been charged and are out on bail, and they're still walking the streets. And this guy's been charged with half a dozen fucking misdemeanors, and they're ass raping him in fucking jail and using him on a political stage. Wow. Like, come on. Emil, slowly boiling like a frog. Hopefully we can course correct. Came to this country as a young boy because of the freedom, but damn, they're trying hard to. I think you're trying to say. Yeah. Mischief charge, Dar, that's right. Mischief charge does not stand up in fucking court for anything these days. I'm charged with fucking mischief. I could go out and commit a fucking murder and be out of jail faster than fucking Pat King has. Jesus. Max is right. Pat King is being used to show don't stand up for your rights. Anybody that stands up, this is what's going to happen to you. Oh, Trudeau wants you guys to go get some cheap sex now, guys. Make sure you go get your cheap sex from Trudeau. He's got the wood out. He's ready to give it to you. Freeland has contacts. Freeland has a lot of contacts. Oh, there we go. Here. Garrett, I'm going to ask you guys an opinion. Do you guys like that one? That's one of the new ones. Do you like that with the white? Or do you like that? Oh, there's the camera. Which one do you guys like? That or that? Small fringe. I'm pretty sure everyone in this chat knows how serious of a predicament we are in. Talk about it everywhere, you guys. Nobody comply when shit hits the fan in the fall. We got to fight to the end. I agree. You guys like the second one better? Okay, Black Fringe likes the black one. Black Fringe. Small Fringe likes the black one. Yes, Mr. B, I did. Did you see how much he sold it for? Is that fucking insane? And the horsepower, everything on that truck. There wasn't just one video. I was able to go through and find a whole bunch of other ones. Actually, Jay Leno did a thing with him as well. And that was phenomenal. Everything on that truck was custom built. Absolutely custom built. One-off pieces. Like he literally couldn't go and buy a part for the truck. He had to make it. That is talent. Absolute talent. Actually, the black is not actually black. It's actually it's like a dark gray. We're gonna do black as well, but this is just one of the new ones we've gotten. It's the gray. And then, like I said, these ones here, that's actually a camo. It's like a white gray camo. Should start asking you guys what you want. Sold for over 12 million bucks. I know, isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely crazy? Sold for over $12 million. And I think he said something like, what do you have? Like $6.5 million into it. He doubled his money, but geez. The workmanship, the time and the hours that he had into it, it was well worth probably more than 12 million bucks. Yeah, 32,000 pounds and you do 130 miles an hour. That's insane. So, what did it have? Seven turbos on it. 6 or 7 turbos on it. That's nuts. Black with red lettering would look good. Black. You think the letters were red? That would look good on that? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just making sure that's what you're saying, yeah? Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, it was something like that, a 4-year build. Think about the time. Like, he wasn't just working on that, like, for 3 or 4 hours every weekend. That is crazy. No, it hasn't been That's what the gray one looks like after you've been wearing it for a while. That's the one I wear right now with all the sweat stains and shit in it. But it's actually holding up really well because I've beat the living crap out of this hat. "12 superchargers and 8 models of nitrous to produce 3,400 pound horsepower." Yeah, that's crazy. Donald, we won't be here to see the reset. Well, somebody else has the right idea. There, Don. Small Fringe is asking you questions here. The Great Purge, then the reset. They might nuke the hell out of us and blame it on Russia. Patrick's standing fast, but we're in the middle of the reset. I don't think we're in the middle. I think we're at the beginning. Donald has a good point, though. I agree, Donald. We're fighting because we're too busy working to pay for our bills. We're not paying our bills. We're trying to pay for our lives. That's what we're doing. The fuck did I do? Sorry, guys. Bear with me a second. I just did something to my screen here. I know you can still see me, but I can't see any of you. There we go. Woo! That was scary. I'll make you uncomfortable. Robin says, "I'll be glad if I'm dead for the reset." I can't disagree. Unfortunately, I don't know if I will be or not. Who fucking knows? The reset alone might kill me. Robert's tuning in. He's taking off at 3:30 so he can stay for half an hour. What a surprise. Yeah, see, Robin, that's what happens. I pushed one little button on my screen and I fucked everything up. And Dar's like 900 miles away, so she can't bail me out. Trying to survive at the old standard of living, half a point of interest and $3 gas at a time. Yeah, we're not even close to that, bro. We're drowning. Mr. Bees has a good point. You don't have to take away all their guns, just stop manufacturing the ammo. Then all you've got is a funny looking bat. He's right. Mark, 2 food factories caught fire in Hamilton 2 months ago. Yeah, you telling me this shit's happening by accident? It's happening by accident? You telling me all these farm fields with all these crops are catching fire and burning and getting destroyed or whatever's happening? You telling me that's an accident? All the land that's being bought up by the WEF. Why? They're going to fuck us with it. The Freedom Convoy put a dent in their plan. That's why Pat is paying the price. Well, it may be, but for what he's doing, for what's happening to him right now, the price, he's paid the price. Let him go. Duncan, ammo's getting hard to find. They're trying to ban 9mm shells. I can hear Dar in my subconscious laughing. Fuck off, Robin. You can now print 3D guns and ammo. So they say. I don't know about that. Although, you know what? I wouldn't doubt it. They can 3D print just about anything else. Bill Gates in China, the biggest farmland owners in the United States. I know that Gates and another company that he owns or whatever, I don't know the name of it. I know they're buying up every piece of land that they can get their hands on, regardless of price. They're buying it like fucking, they're not buying it by the acre. They're buying it by the hectare, as much as they can get. Patrick, you're absolutely right. You said it perfect right there. Pat is being used to show public what happens if you fuck up, you open your mouth, you do this, you do that, you do anything else, this will happen to you. Agreed. Max says you can print it, 3D print it. I'll take your word for it, Max. I don't have a clue. I don't know enough about it. Yeah, but Clifton, you're right. Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland, but I think we were talking about this a few weeks ago. If you look at Schwab at the top of the tree, say, right next to Schwab, right-hand man to Schwab is who? Gates. Bill Gates is number 2. And then it works its way down from there. So yes, you're absolutely right. Bill Gates is, everybody thinks this guy's a great big philanthropist and a great man, and he donates billions to charity. It's a front. It's all bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. He's a crook. Chinese style social credit system is incoming. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Robert. You're absolutely right. Bill Gates is a weasel. Gates is Satan. He's a criminal. Dude, the list is fucking endless of what he is. Yeah, Clifton, yeah. His wife left him after he was on Epstein's Island. Have you looked at Gates? He'd have to drop $2 billion on a woman just to get her to touch him. Fuck. Robert, we'll be in the United Chinadom and you'll be in China. Pretty close. Mr. B's, of course, you have the ingredient, LOL. You can pretty much find that. It's not too hard to find. Yeah. Patrick, he buys his ways and his dreams of eugenic. There you go, using fucking words I don't know what mean. I'm going to have to Google that. Dar, Google eugenic, please. Funny how the richest people in the world want to get rid of the 4 billion people that made them rich. How true. How true. Thank you, Patrick. Eugenics is control of species by selection. Pretty quick with that goddamn Google there, Pat. Okay, stop everything. Stop what we're doing. Stop. Robin lost his hash. Anybody go over and help Robin find his hash, please? Corey's back. Corey Gasper's outdoor. Corey Gasper's back. His girlfriend called to make plans for tomorrow. So what's going on tomorrow there, Gasper? If she's going to interrupt you and pull you away from us, you got to tell us what you're doing at least. Okay, Duncan, Robin, Duncan found it for you. Duncan found your hash for you. There you go. Pat, Robin, you need to send Duncan a thank you. He found your shit for you there. Lots of shopping, then heavy lifting. Well, there better be some heavy lifting after you're on shopping. Yeah, boy. Call the Coast Guard, get the Army. Robin lost his hash. Mark, I agree. More and more people are going off grid. I'll be honest with you. I can't, I'm not in a financial position right this minute to do it. But if I was, I would. I honestly would. I would go off the grid. Fuck it. I would find myself a piece of property that has a river that doesn't freeze running through it. I would have solar, wind, and water for generating electricity. I would have enough land to put crops on it. Yeah, I absolutely would. I had a friend of mine probably 20 years ago, before any of this was even dreamed of, who did that. Built himself by hand. Took him years. Built himself a beautiful log cabin. Had the river. Had the water. Had the land. And he did it. And then he started a business making wooden utensils. And he sat there in his wood shop all day making this shit and selling it online, and he did really, really well. Really, really well. Corey's getting his fishing license. And then he's going off grid in 5 years. Well, make sure you got that fishing license. You're not going off grid without it. Robert says you need about $1 million to go off grid. Between the land you would have to purchase and the setup you would need for the solar, the water, and the wind turbines, I would agree. You're probably close. You're probably close. Off grid is a lot of hard work, a steep experience curve. You need lots of time. Well, yeah, it's not something that like you could just wake up tomorrow, call your real estate agent, go buy the land, and be doing by next Thursday. It's going to take you years to get set up so that you could finally turn the switch off to the grid and be completely 100% self-sufficient. You're not doing that in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I think they're weakening our immune systems and poisoning our food and slowly funneling us to the end game. They will blame pandemics. I've heard theories of that before. Mark, I will as well. I will as well. I will not go down quietly. I don't go down quietly now when my back is to the wall. I will not go down quietly then. Why didn't any of you guys tell me my fucking t-shirt was crooked? I've been sitting here this whole fucking time for 2 hours and 27 minutes with a crooked t-shirt and nobody fucking said nothing. Some friends you guys are, thanks. Donald bought a box of ammo for $100 that he used to pay $28 for. Yeah? They're going to make it so unrealistic for you to buy ammo that you just can't afford it. Or the days of going out and firing off, multiple rounds, it's like, forget it. Duncan thought it was my head. Fuck off, Duncan. Who said that? That was interesting. Hold on. Cloud seeding is important to know about. They're doing that. They use silver iodine. They've been talking, there's been talk that they've been doing that for 10 years, 15 years. Walmart stopped selling ammo in Canada. Canadian Tire seems to be going the same direction. I don't know. I don't buy ammo, guys. So that's an area that I'm ignorant to, and I don't have any idea. I really don't. Robin, you be safe. Take it easy. Come back later after your emergency. Take care of yourself, brother. Make sure you're safe. Take Sandra with you. Don't leave her asleep on the couch, for fuck's sakes. They have been since Vietnam, Agent Orange. I don't know. You know what? A lot of this is maybe you guys have been following or looking at for years and years, but a lot of this has not been on my radar until the last few years. So I can't really say that I know a lot about a lot of this. I'm still learning. I'm very interested in it and I'm learning. So yeah, it looks like we're going backwards. Corey's buying carbon arrows for 89 bucks. We started out with slingshots and rocks, went to bows and arrows, graduated to guns and cannons, bazookas. Now we're going back to bows and arrows. Clifton says Walmart took the ammo off the shelf there for a while during COVID. Don't know if they put it back or not. Again, I don't know. I know that I heard that Walmart was doing away with carrying ammo. I don't know if they'll go back. Okay, there you go, Mr. B's. Clifton, Walmart has stopped selling ammo and guns. There you go. Donald, luckily I prefer to bow hunt. Well, luckily you do, and luckily hopefully you're good at it. It may be the only way to feed yourself in the near future. We better all start learning how to use them. Well, I thought you were leaving. Now you're going to be up all night. I'm not being up all night with you, dude. Well, I'm going to mess with this thing some more. I know Dar's not here, so. That one there's for Robin. Frank, hey, how are you, man? Glad you popped in. We are in the middle of talking about everything. Everything and anything. Right now, I think we're in the middle of Walmart doesn't sell guns or ammo anymore. Canadian Tire might be taking ammo off the stage. Donald and Robert are going to go back to shooting bows and arrows only with no guns because they like to shoot bow and arrow. I think you're all caught up. You got anything else you want to throw in there? Give it a whirl, man. Let it rip. Go hunt Trudeau. That's a dangerous thing to say. If any of us make a comment on it, there'll be RCMP at our door in 7 minutes. Donald, exactly. I'd answer Robert, but I can't. Yeah. Emil, the answer to that is yes. Absolutely yes. Every single truck that I've bought that was new, I always had the extended warranty, and I always got more out of the extended warranty than I paid for it. Every single time. And I'll give you another example here, because you've got one. Okay. My buddy Jeremy's got a 2015 VNL 730, Volvo 730. Okay. He had the extended warranty. While the regular manufacturer's warranty ran out and he was within the extended warranty, the extended warranty cost him $9,000. He had in excess of $30,000 worth of warranty work done. So did it pay for itself? 3 times over, bro. And I'm the same way. There is extended warranty on this truck up the wazoo. I never want to have that problem. I won't even own this truck when the warranty runs out. So whoever buys this truck off me will now get the extended warranty. There's my Patrick. Patrick. He's getting, you guys, you're just getting ready. You're getting up and getting ready for work, aren't you? Donald's got the right idea. You go off grid and don't buy a fishing license. Frank, right now I'm down in Wapakoneta, Ohio. Just down about 60, 70 miles south of Toledo. Right off the 75. I can hear the traffic on 75. It's nearly, yeah, we know it's 4 a.m. there, eh? Emil, all I'm doing is talking about my experience. I've always had extended warranty on any new truck that I bought. And what you do is you don't buy the truck and then wait till the warranty is about to run out and then spend the $9 or $11 or whatever $1,000 on it. Buy it at the time you're buying the truck and roll it into the price of the truck. So it's wrapped right into your payment. It'll probably raise your payments like $60, $70. You might as well eat it. Get it all. Mr. B's, who does that? Miss fishing license. I don't, but I don't fish. So Donald says being off grid keeps you in shape and it's inexpensive. Well, it's inexpensive once you're set up and you're going, right? Try getting set up. You need to have probably 100 things in place that all cost a pretty penny to get set up. Owner operator versus company driver better in 2022. Right now, like as of like we're talking FDS, we're talking as of right now in this moment. If you're a company driver, stay a company driver. If you've got a good gig and you're making, I don't know if you're in Canada or the US, but let's just say you're in Canada and you're making in excess of 65 cents, 70 cents a mile, stay a company driver. Right now, it's very expensive and it's not worth it right now to go from company driver to owner operator. If you're an owner operator and you're established and you're weathering this out, you're still doing okay. You'll be fine. But in 2022, the better bet is to be the company driver. That's all I can say. It's just too expensive. Equipment, part shortages, the costs. Like if you can get the equipment, great. But the cost of that equipment is ridiculous if you can get it. And then God forbid your equipment breaks, the cost of those parts are ridiculous if you can get the parts. So let it be somebody else's problem. Take a company ride right now in 2022. 2023, 24 might be different, but as it sits right now, if I was a company driver trying to make that decision, I'd stay where I'm at. I really would. Oh, Emil, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that, dude. We don't talk like that in this business. Knocking on wood. You better don't stop. You keep knocking till you go to bed tonight. I guarantee you. FDS, you're in Alberta. You're in the same boat. You got everything shortages out there, just like we got in Ontario, bro. Like I said, if you've got a good company ride, stay in it, bro. Don't make that jump yet. Stay as a company driver. Start talking to owner operators, start talking to small business, trucking business owners, start talking to all those people and learn as much as you can. Then when the market shifts and you're ready to make the jump, you'll have all the information you need. But I'd hate to see you make that jump now, and 6 months from now, you're cashing it in. So that's just my 2 bits on that. Pat, we even got extended warranty on trailers, including tires. Only need to pay the tires from the truck. There you go. There you go. I swear by extended warranty. I have yet seen a guy buy a new truck that has not needed that extended warranty. The guys that have had it and not used it. It's I've never seen somebody run the length of their truck and not use their extended warranty. Woo! Trudeau's on fire. Trudeau has more cheap sex than Tinder. There you go, guys. Trudeau's got it all. While any of you are in Ottawa this weekend for Canada Day, stop in. Hey, Trudeau's going to hook you up. Trudeau's got more cheap sex than Tinder. There you go. FDS, you're welcome. I hope it works out for you. Now, dude, don't take my word for I'm not the word of God. I don't have all the answers. That everything that I just told you there is out of my experience and my opinion. Okay, that's all that is, bro. Robert, I'm 57, sold my truck 2 years ago. I don't think this mess will be over before 2025, so probably never buy another truck. You know what, Robert? You could well be right. I know that in Canada here, the price for trucks right now is off the hook, and they're hard to get. But the availability for used equipment is starting to become. They are starting to become available. Although the prices are still stupid, like really stupid. You can start to find used trucks here a little easier than you could say 6 months, 8 months ago. But the ones that are available on the lots and the ones that are available for sale, the asking prices are stupid. And I'll give you guys an example, and I got no shame in telling you this, and I told you before. Back in September, I paid 140 grand for this truck. Now, I got a really good deal on it because of where I bought it and who I bought it off of and other things and considerations. But right now, I can sell this truck. What's that? What is that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 10 months later, I can sell this truck right now for $170,000. I paid 140 for it, all in, out the door. I got it, 140 in my driveway. I can sell it for 170 right now. So you got 170, 175, I'll sell it to you, but you'd be crazy to do it. Pat's agreeing with Robert. 2025 sounds about right. My opinion, I think that might be a little long. I think we might come out of this before 25, but hell, I was wrong before once. Emil, someone posted a Cascadia for 500 grand. You know what? I bet you the fucker got at least one phone call too. Mr. Bees has never tried moose, but he'd like to try some. Outdoor gets a bear and a deer every year with a what? With a bow and arrow? With a bow? hunting bow. That's talent, though. You guys, I've watched those guys on TV that do that. That actually go hunting and do a full hunt with a bow and arrow. That is really cool. I would actually like to learn. I think Dar and I years ago we're gonna go. There was a range when we used to live in Waterdown. There was a range not far from us, and we were actually gonna go take classes and check that out. We never did. I wish we would have. Jesus, the Liberals are just killing it tonight. You should swear more next time your truck breaks down. Robin, you don't want to hear the shit that comes out of my mouth if my truck breaks down. Corey doesn't. Yeah, I don't bait or sit and wait. I spot, stalk, and hunt all my hunts. That's dedication, bro. Good for you. Good for you. Mr. B, you're invited up to Don's place. But I think Don lives up in the Sioux somewhere. Don't you? He's up in Sault Ste. Marie, up there around somewhere. So Mr. B's is North Carolina. So you got to drive to go. Naked. It's getting annoying, eh, Robert? Like, holy shit. China, yeah, Pat, you're right. China needs at least 2 years to work through the queue in front of the ports. Yeah. You're damn right. There's boats that have been sitting out there for fucking months now. Months. Any kind of produce or any kind of stock that was on that boat, I guarantee you, is gone. 2,300 bucks for a steam engine. Corey, I got a position I can take once done school for OTR flatbed at 52.2 to 53.9 a mile. I think it's a good place to gain experience as a rookie. I think 52 cents as a beginner is a fair price. Well, maybe for flatbed. Flatbedders are generally paid a little more than that. But if it's a good place that's willing to take the time to teach you, to get you the experience, I would say, yeah, go for that, man. I really would. But if you're going with a large company that's just going to stick you with some guy for a couple of weeks and then put you in your own truck at 53.9 cents, fuck that. Don't do it. Patrick, have a good night, man. You have a good Canada Day as well. Holy shit. We're being porned to death. Hey, Dar has a really good question, guys. Really good question. Everybody on this channel that's watching, that's talking to us tonight, are you guys all subscribed? Just make sure you're subscribed or get out. See, even Trudeau subscribes. Look at that. He's back. Woo. Yeah, Mr. Beast, he's not an owner operator. He's a company guy. And he's just learning. Like he's in school or he's in training right now. He's only in week 2 of his training. So when he comes out of his training and he's on his own, he's going to be working for a company that's willing to train him properly. Then yeah, 59 cents ain't bad. If he's working for a company that's going to take the time and train him properly, 59 cents is actually a little low. Like for say someone like me that's been flatbedding for years and years and years, I wouldn't take a job at 59 cents as a company driver. I would be up at the 75, 80, I'd be at the top of the range. But a guy right out of school and then right out of training, and they're going to teach him and take the time and be patient and show him, 59 cents to like 59 cents is, you might as well say 60 cents. It's not bad. So yeah, 59 cents is okay as a company driver. As an owner operator, if you're making 59 cents a mile, sell your shit and go home. Robin, is the weather really bad there? Your face is a little fuzzy and you're looking a little red. Like, you all right? Trudeau owes Pat money. the fat fuck. He ate too much at the G7 meeting. You know what? All the extra security was because of him. It wasn't because of all the other world leaders. It was because of Trudeau. Some crazy German was liable to take a fucking shot at him. Yeah, Mr. B's, that's clear. 59 cents a mile is and they supply, yeah. Well, no, you probably got to go out and buy yourself a set of work boots and you got to buy a helmet. But that's just standard for the industry. But yeah, 59 cents a mile. Yeah. 18,000 police officers to protect the prick. That's 17,999 and a half too many. Way too many. They should have fucking just had him followed around by a meter maid. But Pat, I'll make sure that you get your money out of him, okay? I'll go into Ottawa this weekend and make sure you get your money back. You got your boots, your vest, and your brain bucket. Good for you. You're ready to go. I'll do anything for you, Patrick. You know that. You know that. Ah. Okay, so Corey, you already had all the shit before you decided. If you're a heavy equipment operator for 9 years, why are you becoming a truck driver? Were you laid off or did the company go broke? I got friends of mine that are heavy equipment operators that make more money than truck drivers do. I'm just being nosy, that's all. 18,000 cops at 100 grand a year to protect Trudeau. What a waste of fucking money. Think of all the veterans we could have taken care of with that money. All right, Robin, take it easy. Be safe. That's a good idea, Robin. If you post something or send it to Dar or send it to our email, we'll put it up on the channel. We'll throw it up in the whatever you call that area. Lost job due to COVID. Okay, that makes sense. Hi from Matt and Everest. How you doing, Matt and Everest? Thanks for popping in. Community. Thanks, Dar. Brain's not working. You know what, Donald? Mr. B should come up to your place for 2 weeks to hunt, and then you should go down there and do deer hunting in North Carolina. That's what you guys should do. You guys should swap it out. Mr. B's will come up for a week and do moose, and you go down and do deer. Pat, is that supposed to be 180 million euros for that few days? €180 million for a few days. If you put all those idiots in a non-marked car, no one would know who. No one would even recognize them. Yeah, I agree. Except Trudeau when he makes that stupid smile. Mr. B's, he's welcome to come to North Carolina, but I'm a pussy. I hate the cold. Well, Mr. B, I hate to tell you, but it's probably hotter in Canada right now than it is in North Carolina. You're welcome to come on up here and experience our heat. Oh, Patrick, are you serious? Sorry, I'm trying to highlight your comment. Just watched a clip on Rebel News. No Canada flag is tolerated in Ottawa. It's considered a protester's flag. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you serious? What fucking cock-sucking, twinkle-toed motherfucking gay fuck is gonna fucking arrest me on Canada Day for showing a fucking Canadian flag? Are you out of your fucking mind? If you're a cop in Ottawa and you lay a charge for fucking waving a Canadian flag, you should take that gun out of your holster and blow your own fucking head off. Jesus, age fucking Christ, what is this world coming to? What is this world coming to? If you'd have told me that was City TV or CTV that said that, I'd be going, well, I don't know. You know what? Unfortunately, I got more faith in Rebel News than I do in any of those assholes. God damn it. Like, that just fucking angers the shit out of me. It makes me mad. I'm just sitting here getting fucking mad. I told Dar that I'd stop losing my shit on these fucking lives. But then one of you guys has to go and fucking do something like that and say something. God damn it. Here, we'll let Corey do all the swearing for me. There, go. Jesus Christ. Fuck. All right, Robert, you have a good day. Be safe. Drive safe. We want to see you Saturday, or we want to see you on the next live. God damn it. Are you fucking crazy? Pat, look at that, eh? Many checkpoints so they can analyze you and remove anything they deem can be used as an arm or a flag. Fuck off. Fuck off. Is this not shameful? Is this not embarrassing? Like, as a Canadian, I know there's Americans in here, so guys, just if you're an American, bear with us. But as a Canadian, how do you fucking feel about that? That on a Canada Day celebration, they're going to be just setting up checkpoints to make sure that we can't show a fucking Canadian flag. Duncan, there you go. It's almost like you're a fucking goddamn, like back in the fucking communist. You got to show your papers. Oh, fuck. Somebody else start swearing. I can't swear anymore. Tony, you're absolutely right. You nailed it. And I said that we were talking about it earlier. Canada Day, the celebrations, what is that showing those kids that all those parents are taking to Ottawa to be on Parliament Hill and to enjoy the festivities? What is that showing the fucking kids? The next generation of fucking kids, what is that showing them? Fuck me sideways with a fucking banana. God damn it. I'm so fucking mad I got itchy nipples. God damn it. Welcome to Nazi Canada, for fuck's sakes. This goddamn fucking bullshit needs to come to a fucking end. Since then, we lose our fucking freedom. Corey, with that one there, it just went out the goddamn window. Fuck. Dar's not ready to collect the insurance money yet. She wants me to calm down. She doesn't want me to have a heart attack. Fuck. Body armor is also going to be banned. Dude. Matt, I'm American. And in Canada, that is infuriating and disgusted. My daughter and wife are Canadian. Still want to fight. You know what, brother? Appreciate you. A lot of people don't, but because I do most of my work in the States and I'm with the American in the United States and I'm with the American people, I do have a broader appreciation for the Americans than a lot of people do. A lot of, doesn't matter what country you are, Canada, whatever, European countries, whatever, they see Americans as brash, harsh, big mouth, flex their muscles. You know what? I'm down here, in the span of a week. If I work 6 days, I'm down here for 4 of them amongst the American people. I got no problems, man. I meet some of the nicest people in the world down here. People that have absolutely fucking given the shirt off their back to help me at times while I've been down here. Patrick, they will blame the trucker convoy for desecrating the Canadian flag. And next year on the new day, yeah, we will have a new flag. The rainbow flag is official. My God. Well, Duncan, you know what Trudeau does? Fuck, there's no reason why you can't. I'd like to say, it's a free country, but apparently it fucking isn't. I hear you, Mr. Bees. Appreciate that. We are all in this shit together, my brother from another country. Hey, you know what? Literally, it's just a line that separates us. Really. Yeah, I agree, Patrick. Fuck that rainbow flag. When they take down that maple leaf, that red and white maple leaf, look out. Look up Cody Wilson on YouTube. This guy beat the laws on homemade guns 3D. He sells a machine. I'll look that up. I don't need a gun right now, but I'll look that up. A line in the cold is, you're such a puss. Mr. Beast, you're such a puss. You don't like the fucking cold. HD opera, heavy duty operator makes over $100,000 a year with no OT in mining. Yeah, those guys make ridiculous money. They really do. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of them, they deserve it. They've earned it. Those guys moving the big machinery around. An invisible bullshit line. I agree, Matt. Corey worked in a gold mine in Emo. I don't know, Emo, Ontario, and made close to that. Yeah. You guys make pretty good money. Hey, Curtis, how you doing, brother? Okay. Here comes a quick rundown. We got Trudeau, Freeland, guns, bow and arrows, hunting bow and arrow, moose and deer, and Trudeau hunting Trudeau and Freeland with the bow and arrows. We're going to 3D print some guns because they're taking our guns and ammo away. So now we're going to either do that or we're going to go to the bow and arrow. We're talking about extended warranties on trucks. Is it worth it? Yes or no? Is it worth it to be an owner operator or a company driver? And the cooperation and between the Americans and the Canadians and how close we are. I think I got them all. Throw your 2 cents in, go. Mr. Beast, like I said, you're just a puss. You really are. I'm at the point and the weather's not my age. Just stay inside. Duncan, I agree. But you got to remember, the Democratic Party and the Liberal Party, the Democratic Party in the United States and the Liberal Party in Canada are pretty much the same platforms. Okay. They both have the same ideas, the same, what they want and how they run their country, pretty much the same. So yeah, Biden and Trudeau are on the same page. They are running their countries in the same way. The Americans just have more Americans and they have certain other things, for example, guns and stuff like that you can walk around freely with, that Canada doesn't have. But yeah, I absolutely agree. Corey, what are you looking for, a girl or what? You looking for a girl? The lot lizards will be back. Don't worry. They are running the countries into the ground. You watch. You absolutely watch. Trump will be the next president. He is coming back with a vengeance. Hold on, Mr. B said something there. I want to read that. They're going up too fast again. It's not just Canada and the US, it's all over the world, all free countries, Australia, Germany, Sweden. We can agree with that. I usually in the mornings, my buddy Patrick, who's on here tonight, he's over in Germany. So usually it's afternoon for him, but it's morning for me. And we usually talk for, back and forth for a few hours. And he's told me many times that over there in Europe, it's no different. They're going through a lot of the same shit with their governments over there that we're going through here. So I absolutely agree. When California goes Republican, Texas will be liberal. Agreed, Curtis. You know what, Corey? Whether Trump being charged or not, I think they're so desperate for decent leadership and for change that they don't give a shit. He could be sitting in fucking jail and they'll still elect him and he can run the country from a prison cell. After what Biden has done to this country down here, are you crazy? They'd put Trump in charge from a cell and let him run the country. Mr. B's, all elections were rigged under the cover of COVID-19. You know what? You could well be right there, sir. Absolutely. I know that a lot of shit was written off as COVID when it wasn't. They must have thought that we were all 100% blind, stupid, ignorant. There are some people that are blind. There are some people that are stupid. There are some people that are ignorant, but not everybody. I don't think Trump isn't going to have to work hard to get reelected. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't think he's even going to have to work hard. I think the Republican Party is already 100% behind him. I think the country's just had enough of Biden that if Trump's name is on the ballot, he's getting the vote. Most Biden voters were over the age of 100 and walk-ins. Explain that one was rigged. I don't know, Corey. I didn't think there was that many people in the States that are over 100. Don't comply. Show your flags peacefully and let the oppressors look like idiots. You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll be honest with you. If everybody showed up in Ottawa, if we all showed up in Ottawa and we all waved our flags and the oppressors looked like idiots and they ran around, and of course, there's going to be 1,000 YouTubers shooting, filming it. But there's a good portion of us that can't take a charge. I can't take a criminal charge or my trucking career is done. Other people can't take a charge. Curtis, I honestly thought Doug Ford will be horrible, and it turns out he's not that bad. Well, he's not as bad as most people thought. I voted for him, or I backed him. I supported him. But again, it was one of those that I picked the politician I disliked the least. I didn't pick the one I liked the most. So I thought that he would do the least amount of damage, and I think, just my opinion, Curtis, I think I was right. DeSantis or Trump will be president. I think it's going to be Trump. You want to polish that? I just shaved it, so it's got that little smooth, silky. It's got that little fine layer of stubble on it. It feels like baby hair fuzz. Patrick, while in office as president over 4 years, he could not secure elections, but ranted all the time they were rigged. He was brought in for the hopium. Yepper, they just wait until it's all over and come and get you after using that tracking device everyone carries. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They'll take a picture of you waving your flag and then wait for you to go home, and then they'll come get us one at a time in our home. Germany is so stupid. They shut down all the nuclear power plants, for example, and France is building 28 new ones at the moment. Sell it very easy to Germany. Huh. Right down to a 1 or 2. A 2 won't take you down that far. A 1 might. I take it right down to the wood, bud. Right down to the wood. Curtis, I didn't know that. California is shutting down their nuclear plants except for one. And what are they going to rely on? One nuclear plant and what? Wind turbines and solar? Give me a fucking break. That whole goddamn state is one earthquake away from falling into the fucking ocean. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, Trump's in trouble with the FBI. Trump's in trouble with a lot of fucking government forces, but it doesn't stop him. He's still going to be president. California is going to be running coal again, right? They're going to run coal, but we can't run our trucks. We have to shut our diesel trucks off, but they're going to burn fucking coal for electricity. Dumb fucks. Yeah, you know what, Patrick? I heard that the Hoover Dam is about to be closed because there's not enough water. Dara and I were at the Hoover Dam a few years ago. Actually, we went to Vegas, and while we were there, we rented a car and went out to the dam, the Hoover Dam, and we couldn't believe that the water level was down to like damn near knee, like the water was knee high. You could probably walk out in the water and it wouldn't be over your head. There's a massive 6-engine train that's 1 to 3 miles long full of coal heading to Cali. Those fuckers are nuts. For a state that is pushed so hard for clean energy, renewable energy, blah, 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 blah energy. Don't think I didn't see that, Dar. Don't think I didn't see that, Dar. Now they're going to start going back to coal. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm so fucking pissed off I can't even talk. Patrick, I didn't know that. Bill Gates invented a new generation of nuclear power plants which are using the nuclear waste of the old ones. And those idiots don't want them. I didn't even know he did that. Mr. Bees is right. The same group of people own all the news outlets. What you're hearing California and Nevada are planning to pull water from the ocean to fill Lake Mead. Do you know how much that's going to cost? I don't know how, but California is supposed to be like on the verge of bankrupt or broke. How the hell can they afford that? It's clean coal. Yeah, Duncan, yeah. Clean coal. Yeah. Everybody see Dar's kitty in the corner up there? I don't know if you guys can see it. That's Dar's cat. His name is Pootie. She named her fucking cat Pootie. She named him Gizmo, and then he went to Giz. Then he went to something else, and now he's just Pootie. There's a great dog. We're talking about Bill Gates. Yes, he did. There's a great documentary about him on Netflix. He wanted to sell it to the U.S., but Trump at the time didn't want them. China said, give them to me. Go figure, China would. You could have left him up there. Just don't ever put up a picture of boobs or something. He kind of looks like me. He actually feels like me. He's a Devin Rex. There he is. See his. Put that back up, Dar. If you look at the fur down his back, if you run your hand down there, it's like silk. It is. That cat is so soft and silky. All right, get rid of the little fucker now. Thank you. Matt and Everest, gotta go. You have a good night. Take care. Straight away, the U.S. put embargoes on China, so he couldn't sell to China. Because with the embargoes, he can't sell nuclear power plants to foreign countries. You telling me that fucking Bill Gates couldn't find another way around that? He'd sell them to some shell company in Canada or to some shell company in fucking South America and then sell them to China from there. If Bill Gates wants to sell nuclear power plants to China, Bill Gates will sell them. Gates has a contract to test cloud seed to reflect sun rays back to space. Jesus Christ. Mark, they put no parking signs and no stopping signs all around the biker church. This is starting to get out of fucking hand. They got stop and frisk, checkpoints, signs up. This is going to be great. What a party this is going to be. Curtis, there's so much nuclear waste. You can run a single nuclear plant for 500 years. Yeah. Patrick from Germany, my friend. Corey wants to know the name of the documentary on Netflix. CIA would probably kick his ass. Yeah. You can't be charged for flying the Canadian flag. It won't fly in court. Okay. No, you're right. Actually, you're not right. I think that it will fly in court, regardless of what. Like we don't have the Constitution or whatever's written. Everything that Trudeau wants to have happen right now is going to happen. If he says the Canadian flags can't be flown because it's wrong and it's the trucker convoy and they're not going to fly. It's not going to fly. You want to know something? Sorry, just thinking about that, I just threw up and swallowed it. I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm so fucking angry over this. I really am. I'm ashamed. I'm fucking ashamed of my country right now. I'm not ashamed of the Canadian people as us. I'm ashamed of our country. I'm ashamed of the leadership and the face that represent our country. Frenchie, you got it. You got it. They can wave a pride flag. They could probably wave just about any other flag besides a swastika. They could wave any flag they want, but you cannot wave a Canadian fucking flag. That's fucking insane. That is just absolutely insane. Trudeau, you should be ashamed of yourself. Freeland, you should be ashamed of yourself. What I would like to know is all of you fucking liberal idiots that are behind this guy, are none of you ballsy enough to stand up and go, what the fuck are we doing? This ain't right. You're telling me that every single one of them cocksucking twinkle-toed fucks sitting back there in the back benches behind Trudeau aren't sitting there looking at the back of that cocksucker's head thinking this is wrong? What the fuck are we doing? Come on. Clifton, absolutely. That's a soft spot for me. That really is. Imagine how our veterans feel. I rue the day that I see a fucking Canadian veteran standing there holding a Canadian flag and a cop arrests him. Can you imagine that? Yeah, you probably can, because I can. Can you fucking imagine what would happen if that veteran is arrested for standing there holding a... You take a World War II veteran, some guy that invaded the fucking beaches of Normandy, liberated France, invaded Germany, tore down Nazism. Or if you're an American, imagine fucking, an American soldier that was in World War II is going to be arrested for holding a flag. A Canadian veteran, World War II veteran, arrested for holding a Canadian flag. Brian, do you remember the game Risk from the 80s? I do, but I never played it, so I wouldn't know what the fuck the game was about. Curtis, I truly believe there's someone above the Prime Minister or President. Schwab. Klaus Schwab. Klaus. How's my accent, Patrick? Klaus Schwab. Am I saying that right? Klaus. My name is Klaus. Fucking Schwab. Klaus fucking Schwab. Wow. He did. Did anybody see that interview with him when he said, Klaus Schwab didn't even try to hide. He told everybody what the New World Order was going to do, or what the WF was going to do. He told everybody, we've got people in here. We've already got all our people in different governments. We've got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. And this is what we're going to do. And we fucking stood there and went, okay, all right. I sound like your mother? Fuck you? No, fuck you. Telling me I sound like your mother. Barry, my uncles fought the Germans in World War II. Some didn't make it home. They would be rolling in their graves right now. Barry, I absolutely agree. 100%. Both my grandfathers both fought in World War II. Both of them were on D-Day, went ashore on D-Day, and both of them made it home. Both of my grandfathers deserve better than this. Their memories deserve better than this. All of our veterans, whether they're World War II, Iraq, Afghanistan, it doesn't fucking matter. The guys that are over there right fucking now, deserve better than this. Those guys over there in Afghanistan or Afghanistan or go fuck yourself, Stan, whatever the fuck it is, those guys that are over there right now, if they're hearing about this, about being a Canadian, and if you hold a Canadian flag, you'll be arrested, fuck me. Could you imagine how it makes them feel? Rockefeller and Rothschild. Well, there's more than Rockefeller and Rothschild, John. A lot more. Sounds like when I say motherfucker. I've got some of those clips on the phone. I'm gonna on my phone. I should hold it up and let everybody hear how you sound when you say motherfucker. I make, for all of you guys that don't know, Patrick and I talk, but we don't talk on the phone. We send voice clips back and forth all morning, and that's how we talk. And because he has a thick German accent, when Patrick says motherfucker, I fall out of my seat laughing just the way he says it. Corey, I lost 7 very close friends in Afghanistan during the 10-year war who are losing it because of this BS. I'm telling you. All those boys and girls over there right now deserve better than this. The generation that came before us deserve better than this. The next generation deserve better than this. If you were a Canadian, or even, let's just say again, an American soldier, and you were taking your orders from your president or your prime minister, both of which are commander-in-chiefs, would you be all that willing to follow their direction right now? Mark, you're right. 100%. All the WAF is behind all of this. You don't need to fucking put the typo for the word shit in there. You can write shit. Not worried about my monetization. Say the word. It's fucking shameful. I'm ashamed. I'm disgusted. I'm embarrassed. Think I might just fucking sell it all and go to Mexico. Good God. They will run SMRs instead of large nuclear reactors. Donald, they're going to ask you, I don't know what an SMR is. I'm trying, in my head right now, I'm trying to think of what that's short for. I don't know. Tahara. Why do they have to go into other countries to fight? Oil. There will be a world revolution within the next 50 years, and one government isn't out of possibility. One world government. Curtis, it's going to happen before 50 years, bro. It is going to happen before 50 years. Mexico's in the same boat. There's got to be a patch of fucking earth somewhere where I can go and just be fucking left alone, and I don't have to deal with this. There's got to be fucking somewhere. There's got to be a fucking tribe of pygmies somewhere in a rainforest that will accept me. Look at me. Look at this face. There's got to be a tribe of pygmies somewhere that will accept me, and I don't have to deal with this. Frenchie, I did not see the Pride Parade, but did you see the Pride Parade over the past weekend with lots of them being naked while there were children in the crowd? Why are they allowed this crap around children? They are pushing pedophilia. You know what? I can absolutely agree with why are they allowing naked fucking people to run around, whether they're gay or not. Shouldn't be happening. But I can't hold up a fucking flag without being arrested, but they can run around naked because they're having a pride parade. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Curtis, I think it's going to be a one world government, but I think it's going to be sooner than 50 years. Well, Mr. Bees, if you're going and you've got an extra seat, I'll take it. I'll take it. Even gays are saying it's going too far with that shit. Well, if there's children in the fucking crowd, then I absolutely agree. If you're on a closed nude beach and it's adults only, knock yourselves out. But walking up the street, no. $5 million Canadians can't leave Canada to go to a pygmy island. Can't take the plane. Fuck, man, I'm almost so desperate I'll get in a canoe and row myself around. Elon is looking for people to go. Elon's going to have no trouble finding fucking people to go to Mars. Trust me. There's already lined up. Try having a family parade waving Canadian flags. You will not get a permit for that. Emil, you're absolutely fucking right. Absolutely right. I guarantee you, you can apply till you're blue in the face. You're not getting a fucking permit for that. Mr. Bees is in line to go to Mars with Elon. The problem with going to Mars, Mr. Bees, with Elon, is some of these assholes are going to get in there too. And then how long before you've got a little colony on Mars before all of that shit happens? It starts happening up there. Then what are you going to do? Go to Pluto? .003% oxygen on Mars. Well, we didn't say we were going to take off our spacesuits and just walk around. Clifton, they're saying here that an abortion is a constitutional right. That's not in the Constitution. They're saying a lot of shit's constitutional. It's my constitutional right to do this and that. Yeah, go look at the Constitution. I agree, Curtis. I agree. I don't give a shit if you see my junk. I don't give a damn. But around kids, absolutely not. Fuck no. Fuck no. Remember, I'm a father of 5 daughters. Keeping it covered was fucking a full-time job between me and Dar. There's 5 kids in our house. Frenchie, unreal how fast Trudeau, Biden, and those assholes turned our countries upside down. Fuck yeah, it didn't even take the full term of a fucking 4-year deal. Outdoor Corey, I'm going into the Yukon wilderness, and if they want to come take my flag, they got to get past my dogs, then me. I hear you. I see something going down here, and we're not going to walk down this road. Mr. Bees, Curtis, Dar. It's not going to happen here tonight. Dar. We're entitled to our own opinions. We're entitled to our own thoughts and our own things, but this is a can of worms. I'm signing off here in about 2 minutes, and we just don't have the time tonight. So let's pick this on another night. You guys want to go down that road, that's fine, but it's not going to be tonight, okay? It's one of those topics that friends could easily become unfriends with each other. So I'd like to think that we're all friends. So let's not talk about this tonight, and let's have an understanding that if it ever comes up again, that we're all friends and it will be friendly. I don't know. We're at about 3 hours and 40 minutes there, Mr. Bees. All right, Patty, we'll see you. Actually, I'll be up in about, I'll be getting up around 7. So shoot me a message tomorrow at some point. I miss our chats. I'm not in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of like in a small industrial complex. Shows are getting longer and longer. What are you talking about? 3 hours and 41 minutes. This is a short one. Good night, Pat. Good night, Curtis. This is a short one. We've had 5, 4.5, 5, 5.5. Donald, you're right. Everyone deserves better than this. The corruption of government has screwed everything up. Robin's back. Well, Rob, yeah, that's what it is, Frenchie. I got to get up early, so it's 11 o'clock here where I'm at. So we're gonna call it a night here. I just want to make sure everything's good. Robin, everything good with you? Sorry, Robin. Sorry, bro. You're gonna have to go back and watch the stream. We're about to sign off. But just answer my fucking question. Is everything okay over there? Everything's all right so far? All right. Good stuff. All right, everybody. We're going to say goodnight. I'm going to continue to sit here and rub my head and vape and think about all the shit we talked about tonight. Have another little drink of water, have some more Dr. Pepper, and calm down and go to bed. Donald, small modular reactor. Thank you. Robin, glad you're all right, brother. Glad you're all right. We'll see you guys in a few days. Mr. Bees, be good. We'll talk to you later. Frenchie, thanks for stopping in. Good night, buddy. Patrick, you are the man. Thank you. I will get my cigar butt. Attaboy. I knew I could count on you. Corey, we'll talk to you later. Brian, Google SMR. Look at that. I'll Google it right now. Oh, that's Pornhub. Hold on. There we go. SMR. Oh, look at that. It popped right up. All right. I'm not going to read it now. I'll read it later. Okay, guys. Good night. We're going to call it a night. I got to call Dar and say good night. So you guys have a good one. We'll catch up again in a few days. Out of here.